we all know the importance of the skate shop, that first place for a kid to see the culture and like be accepted. Come in, have a look, check these out. What do you need, man? Have you ever seen this video? Like, did you know that people skate like this? That kind of thing. That's how important they are. Like, super important.
That was our Instagram. That was our communication. Like, you know, are you going to the shop today? Talking about the shop.
Their skateboarding school system. They're our education. They're there to tell you what's right and wrong, what's good. Don't be a kook. All that shit.
Mickey and his crew from Noe Valley I met at the skate shop, Rainbow Skates.
It's just a breeding ground for like making things sicker.
It's the whole thing, and the skate shop is vital part of the whole lifestyle and the whole community.
This is really happening. I could have a skate shop, and I was like, no way. You know, I just like couldn't believe it. Yeah, my mom was in there gripping boards and stuff.
It changed names. It didn't matter. It was still just the skate shop where you met your boys and you went downtown and you went to rip. Those times are priceless. Those skate shop videos we made and those midnight sessions jumping on security guards' cars while we're bombing down the hills. Priceless times. And the reason why skate shops are important, because the rippers and the community comes out of them. It's like our church.
You know, when we travel on tours with skate teams and stuff and you visit these stores and you see what they do and the effect they have on the local scene, like the skate park, they just generate like interest and culture that's it's really healthy, and you just can't replicate that stuff online or digitally quite as much. And they're diehards, you know what I mean? They're the ones who were there before and during, and when the money goes, they're still hanging on until they can't. You know, they didn't show up when the money was here. You know, they're the ones that, you know, run by skaters and stuff like that. So I can't state it enough. Like, I love skate shops.
Gearing up for the holiday season, I'm Schmitty, and this is Talkin Schmit. Today on the program, Mike Giliotti from the skate shop Lotties. Today on the show, Mike Giliotti. Mike owns and runs his skate shop Lotties down in Los Angeles. He's been doing art his whole life and keeps it real. Speaking of keeping it real, here he gives props to the ones that have been a major inspiration.
My shop wouldn't exist if it wasn't for Deluxe. I'm heavily influenced by all types of skateboarding and all skaters and stuff. But I will say, without question, like Jim Thiebaud and Julian Stranger and Andrew Reynolds, like those three people, to me, are like my biggest influences.
You guys, it's holiday season is here, man. We got Tuesday before Thursday, Thanksgiving. We got Thanksgiving in 2 days. We got Black Friday. We got Small Business Saturday. We got No Underwear Sunday, whatever. It's all at our fingertips. Anyway, before we get started, I just would like to do a little shout out to each and every one of y'all. Big love. Please stay safe out there. These are unprecedented times. I know you want to see your family, but goddamn my fucking email. I know you want to see your family, but you got to stay safe out there. So do what you got to do, but please be responsible and respectful to everyone. We got an extra long show because we got holiday season, and this one's dedicated to the skate shops. So thankful for the brick and mortar, and I hope that you all will do your part in keeping them afloat. I had a great time talking to Mike. We also heard from Trent at Cowtown. We got Ryen at Atlas. We got a lot of cameos, including at the very end, you'll want to stick around for our good friend Billy out in Greenville, North Carolina. You might have to listen to this one in parts, who knows? But for now, I'm going to pass it to our guest of honor.
Well, my name is Mike Giliotti, and you're listening to Talkin Schmit.
It's cool, like tonight is the night.
Here we go again.
Just give it the old college try right now.
Big dog's in.
Schmitty.
96 times, Schmitty.
Thanks, Schmitty.
We on? Schmitty?
Talkin Schmit.
That's called go to the hospital, bitch.
I'd be shitting my pants, man.
Your Rolodex is fucking deep.
It's about the one The one.
Who's this guy thinks he's tough shit?
What's up?
We're tastemakers.
Come on, Schmitty, what the fuck?
Let's hear it for Greg Smith. Yeah!
All right, guys. This next guest is apparently first time here in the Zoom world. And my people talk to his people, and apparently we're supposed to only talk about music snobs, kids who think that you owe them, and weed nerds.
Oh, shit.
This is the owner of the Los Angeles-based skate shop Lotties. Please welcome Mike Giliotti.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Is that close?
To be here.
Giliotti.
Nailed it.
How are you, dude?
Good, man. Yeah, very good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Just a disclaimer, this is the first time we've ever like talked face to face, even though we're not really face to face still, but yeah, we've only been kind of text buddies.
Yeah, fully.
So good to finally, you know, I know what your face looks like, but you know.
Same with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how's it going down there?
Man, to be honest, it's good. It's shit. Just speaking for myself and a couple other friends that have skate shops in the world and stuff. It's like not the worst time in the world to. I mean, I can't predict the next couple of months, but like since March, it's been busy actually for my shop. And to be totally, I don't want to speak for anybody, but every other shop I've talked to,
same.
Has been very busy and like unable to even keep product in stock. Obviously, being in LA, we don't have harsh winters, so I can't speak for how the East Coast will do, like, you know, Midwest, East Coast when it gets super cold. I think it's already, you know, in the 30s in New York City and stuff. But yeah, man, I really like can't complain too much with all that's going on in the world. I'm in a decent position, so.
What I'm hearing on the interweb is that skateboarding is the new toilet paper.
Dude,
just buy it. If you see a deck, buy it.
I've tried to actually tell kids that exact thing. Actually, it's just kind of like, so if you came into my shop right now, you'd be able to get deluxe, Baker, quasi, you name it. Like we have a good selection. Same with trucks, wheels, bearings, all that. That's only recent. Like we finally got back to normal, and it's tapered off a bit. It feels a bit more normal at the shop. But I was talking to like, damn, man, Anthony Piscopo from Pawn Shop, Sieber, dudes at Labor, Humidity Skate Shop, everybody. It was like, you know, I was trying to explain to kids, dude, now's not the time to be picky. Like when we have it, you're lucky that we can even have a deluxe board in here right now. It was like that gnarly.
Right.
And yeah, I just never expected to see that ever.
Yeah, it's been interesting. I'm kind of hearing that the manufacturing can't keep up with the demand or something. There was like a snafu. Maybe it's because of the COVID too, like just not being able to work at full operation. But like apparently like even Deluxe is having a hard time getting boards, you know?
Oh, probably. Yeah, dude. That's why whenever I talk to anyone at Baker or Deluxe or any of those, and I'm always, man, don't apologize or anything. Like I can only imagine if it's hard for us to get stuff. I'm like, dude, you know, and especially up in San Francisco and certain places, they were the first to get shut down during all of this. And like, dude, it must be a nightmare. So I'm like grateful that we have anything. And again, we lucked out hard because we get shop boards made from generators. So our shop boards are like fucking good, man. They're like good shapes and they're good quality. And we, again, lucked out that we got a shipment of boards like right when all this shit hit the fan. So yeah, even though it was pretty brutal to get like people's favorites, you know, sometimes I get it. People are like, oh, shop board, like it probably sucks. And I'd be like, no, man, I swear to God, like this is actually decent wood and it's a good board. And you're saving $10, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's been unpredictable times for everybody. So.
Definitely. But I mean, skateboarders are doing good. Like that's what's cool. Like, the community, the camaraderie, the brotherhood, it's all been like, here we are. like the help for one another. Like I just seen it in so many facets. That like, once again, proud to be doing what we're doing. Like, because I see other people's worlds are getting turned upside down and they don't know what the fuck's going on. Not to say ours isn't necessarily, but like, even when it is, it's like people are there to be like, no, we got this. You know what I mean? It's like, you feel that like fucking brotherhood.
Absolutely. Yeah. There was obviously, like, when this first all happened, nobody could predict what was going to come. But I definitely had talked to countless people, and nobody thought, oh, all the shops are going to be selling out of product and not be like, it was, the conversation was the opposite.
Totally.
And dude, yeah, all the shops, like, you know, I think that's also a big benefit of something like maybe, you know, Instagram or something, is like you can actually talk to other shops that maybe you've never been to or you visited or in other cities. And there was definitely, there's been a good pull together of like that in skateboarding on my end of things. And then we've had help from companies, you know, they're always looking after, it means a lot when companies like actually prioritize a skate shop, make sure you get the product before they put it online so that you're not getting, you know, secondhand, or, you know, you're getting like the first chance to sell it.
Right.
And, but yeah, dude, gnarly. And like, especially I've talked to other friends that work in other industries and like family too, all sorts of people getting laid off with no like recovery in sight necessarily. So again, the fact that like, this is what I'm doing is all good. You know, taking it day by day for sure.
Well, let's get a little background info. Where were you born and raised?
I was actually born in San Francisco, in the city.
No way. At the at a hospital?
Yeah.
Which one?
Fuck, where's my birth certificate? If you named it, I would know it.
It's not General?
It might have been. Should I text my mom? So basically, my family lived in Marin County.
Oh.
And in Oakland. So I was born in San Francisco in the city only because that's where my mom was at the moment.
No way.
See what I'm saying? Yeah. And then we lived there up until I was about 3. Okay. So I don't have like, you know, any roots in San Francisco other than being born there. But that's where my parents met. My older brothers a bunch of them went to a school called Marin Country Day School. That was like an element. So my parents ran a children's bookstore in Oakland.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was called the Children's Bookstore.
No way.
Yeah. And that's what they did for a living. And so, yeah. And then my dad had gotten a different job opportunity down in Los Angeles in the late 80s. So I was born in 86. So I'm 34. And then we moved down here, and I was like, spent my elementary school and childhood in Santa Monica by the beach. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. And you went to school in Santa Monica?
I went to school in Santa Monica. Yeah. Kind of. And then that's like how I got introduced to skateboarding and stuff.
I was going to say like beach life, skateboarding, and then, oh, that looks cool. You pick one up.
Kind of. Yeah. I mean, I grew up, again, I'm one of 7 kids.
Where are you in the ladder?
I'm second to youngest. So I got a younger brother, me, 2 sisters, and they're twins. Wow. And then 3 older brothers. And they skated. And actually my oldest brother went to elementary school and middle school with like Gabe Morford. So like when in
Marin?
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah. So actually I've run into Gabe, and I don't know Gabe Morford, you know, but I'm like, man, oddly enough, my name's Mike Giliotti, man. He's like, oh, yeah, I knew your brother Aaron. And my oldest brother Aaron had went to Santa Monica High School. And that's where like Julian and Nodis and Dressen and all those dudes went. And they were within an age or 2 range of each other, give or take. And there was this store back in the day called Fred Siegel Skates. My older brother used to like hang out there and get his boards from there. And then the shop Rip City, which is still around. So he kind of introduced me to skating at a young age. And then Yeah, and then it was like I grew up pretty close to that street spot, the Sand Gaps, right there with those ledges and like the Twix Tim Gavin curbs. So it was pretty easy to like find friends in Santa Monica. I didn't like struggle finding a skate scene at all. Yeah.
Right. Do you remember what the first like board you had, like first like pro board?
Yeah, I think my older brothers like introduced me a little late, you know, like they had showed me like Wheels of Fire and Streets of Fire. And I had like, dude, I legitimately had my older brother's Ray Barbie fucking, what's that graphic? Like the stitched together man holding the deck of cards.
Like, I think that was Cliver.
Yeah. But at that point I had that board. Dude, I think Girl Chocolate videos were like already out. You know, I was a decade behind. And it wasn't until I got to middle school, like 6th, 7th grade, that this kid, John, in my class was like, dude, you know, you can't, like, I had Vans on and he was like, dude, those suck. Like you need, and he gave me like a pair of Musca S's. You know, it was like that era.
Yeah.
So the first board I got though, that was like, I got to choose. I remember I just liked the graphic. It was called, the company was called New School.
Okay. Yeah. I know New School.
I don't actually, even to this day, I don't know much about it. Just the board was green and it had an 8-ball on the bottom.
Mm-hmm. That was the first one.
Yeah. I got it at Rip City. Yeah.
Okay.
That was kind of it right there.
And then what came first for you, skateboarding or art? Like, were you drawing already? You probably started drawing as a kid, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Because again, I think my parents having a children's bookstore, I just kind of grew up around illustration and drawing. And my mom is a very talented painter and sculptor, and she can kind of do everything. She's like amazing. She ran, after when we moved to LA, she had like been a teacher at a pottery studio for a bit. So I just grew up around it. And one of my older brothers, all my older brothers were like either into graffiti or stuff like that. But my older brother, Gabriel, was like at a young age introduced me to like Robert Crumb, Maurice Sendak, Shel Silverstein, Ralph Steadman. Like, and that is what I was heavily drawn to, kind of like weird comic type stuff. And again, we had all these books at my house to sift through, to look and to reference and to read and stuff. And I was very lucky there. And then skateboarding. So
you got a lot of your inspiration from the child's books that were at your parents' bookstore.
Big time.
Whoa.
Major inspiration. Yeah.
That's rad.
Yeah.
In the back of your mind, are you like aware of like any, you know, like the industry, like, dude, is there pictures on your walls of like dudes you like were stoked on in videos or something? Or are you kind of just like not even knowing about that stuff yet?
Back then?
Like when you started skating with the New School board and you know, you're cruising around.
Oh no, I got like hit quick by a crew of kids at school that like told me what was cool.
Skateboarding 101 just overnight. Like you need the Muska, you need the beatbox, you need the circus.
Actually, you just nailed it. Circa wasn't around yet, but that's exactly what it was. Shorties.
Yeah.
Fulfill the dream.
Fulfill the dream. Okay.
And like that was easily, as far as I can remember. So there was a Transworld video. They made another version, like not maybe a couple of years back, called Cinematographer, but there was a cinematographer from the 90s. That and Fulfill the Dream were the first two VHSs I got. And then, dude, I swear I have this memory of fucking a kid loaning me that video, Peep This. And like, I think it's an old Zoo video. It's like Danny Supa and all these dudes in it. And I was just too young to get like an actual cool video, you know, not dissing anybody. I loved seeing Shorties was just like kind of fun and lighthearted and like fucking, Muska was this shit. And Sammy Baptista, who I still love Sammy. He's like one of the nicest dudes to ever live. But Sammy was, you know, I was probably 11 or 12 and he was probably like 13, 14 in that video. So to see somebody that looked like you maybe doing like switchback tails and stuff. It was just mind blowing. So that was definitely finding out about that. And then through that, you know, Tom Penny, other Andrew Reynolds and these guys, I was like, I was obsessed. Yeah.
What about like you said, Julian, Nodis, these guys that were from your area? Would you see them out and about at all? Like, would you have do you remember your first sighting of like, that dude's,
Yeah, for sure. Not Julian. Julian at that point, I'm sure, was in San Francisco. So you wouldn't see him much in LA. But dude, Nodis, yeah, you would legit. I mean, he lived that house that he like leaves the
pickpocket man.
Yeah, like dude, that's like right there. Like that's still there. It looks the same, the whole deal. So like
pickpocket man.
You would see him occasionally like walking his dog right by the sand gaps. And then, dude, to be honest, I was like intimidated by a certain crowd of. Nodis was always friendly if you ran into him, you know, very friendly. I didn't know Julian back then,
right?
But like Jesse Martinez,
he's gnarly,
and those guys, I guarantee you, dude, I was a little shrimp. They would have been cool to us if we went up to them and said anything. But you just heard these stories,
right,
about Aaron Murray and Jesse and like these Dogtown dudes and like their SMA or whatever, and like I was like legit scared of that crowd. So. I was like, it's a whole other world too. I had nothing to do with it. I was like way too into street skating and the West LA courthouse. It's like I didn't even that kind of stuff. Like we knew who they were. We were intimidated by them, but it wasn't. Regretfully, I didn't. As a kid, I just like didn't care that much about that kind of skating. I don't think.
So what kind of like sparked you to do the shop?
So I think I lived in New York for 7 years after high school. And so basically the skate shop I grew up going to in LA was called Hot Rod. And Hot Rod was this shit. And like Chris Casey and Dan Rhodes, Tim Bruns, Ted Barrow, these dudes, they all worked there. It was like the coolest shop. They had a section in there called Ledge Buster where you got a Blockbuster card and you could rent skate videos.
That's cool.
They taught you how to grip your board. Like it was just like as quintessential of a rad shop as you could possibly imagine. And when that shop got, I don't know, the owner or something bailed, I don't know the details, but like it kind of turned into a boutique. There was nothing left in LA. And in New York, there was this shop called Autumn that was the shit. And you know, it had the exact same vibe. And then Labor started. And so Labor has like a rad little scene too. And so I had gone like on a couple skate trips to Portland and other places. I digress, but I saw a bunch of other cities with rad fucking shops. And LA, I'm not dissing any shop. There are cool shops in LA, 100%. Like that Kingswell is awesome. You know, there was a shop called Venice Originals that's not there. That was like Jesse's kid, Juice ran it for a bit, Martinez. That's not there anymore. And then like outskirts of LA, there's Jokers, there's Pawn Shop, there's fucking cool skate shops. But in like the part of LA I lived in and wanted to be around, there wasn't that. So it was really just that. I just like, I had worked for Supreme when I was, so when I got kicked out of high school, Supreme LA opened.
Okay.
And I kind of lucked out that like I got kicked out of high school and my parents were like, you better get a fucking job. And the dude who managed that store, he manages the one in SF now named Berto.
Okay.
Berto would like, I used to see him when I would go skate LA High. And he was like, do you want a job? So I've worked at Supreme for a little over a year. And then so when I went to New York, they were like, dude, you can work at Supreme in New York. And I immediately had like a group of friends out there. Anyhow, again, I digress. I opened up a shop in LA. I called the closest skate shop to me, which was Supreme. I was like, hey, I'm not stepping on your toes, am I? You know, these are the products I want to carry, you know, because I've you know, been told by a lot of other skate shop owners back then too, like, hey, just there's rules about how close you can open up to another shop. And then also you don't want to be a dick and all this, but like we were in a good zone. And I had been told by friends, if you're going to do it, I had been told by every friend, don't do it. That was like what they all said. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But they said, if you're going to do it, make your own shit. The markup on boards is terrible. The markup on clothing from other companies is like, you're not going to make money. The only way you're going to see a nickel is if you make your own shit.
Mm-hmm.
And money aside, that's what was like keeping it really fun. So that was just the goal, like start a shop. And I had gone to pawn shop, Donovan Piscopo and his dad's shop out in West Covina. And like, if you went there, every kid in that neighborhood is wearing a pawn shop t-shirt. Mm-hmm. Like straight up. Like I was just like, how cool is that? That's like, that's like how we were with autumn shirts.
Yeah.
Or hot rod. Like every kid had the sticker on their board. Every kid wanted a shirt. And I was like, that's so cool to have a skate shop, not just not a company, but a shop that local kids want to rep. So that was like kind of what I set out to do, like make shirts and hats and hoodies that kids would actually be stoked on.
Rad.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, you got to be strong in your backyard. Like you got to build your little zone and then it goes bigger. But if you ain't tight, like where you are, there's no hope.
For sure.
Yeah. That's always been like, that's been like rule number one in everything. Like people have passed that down to me along the way. Always like, dude, if you want to do something, get your neighborhood strong, then branch out. Like you don't go to New York if you're in LA to build your shit. You got to build it in LA and then eventually maybe it gets bigger.
Absolutely.
Like seeing that camaraderie is what's up. Like you go to a neighborhood and I mean, it's like a good version of a gang. Like it's like, you know, like colors or whatever. Those are the colors. It's like our shop, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the dude that grips our board because I still don't know how.
Exactly. Daily.
God damn. So what were some of the horror stories? Did you have any like looking back on that, there's got to be some like complete disasters or some fuck ups where you're like, God damn, would somebody have told me this or something?
On starting a skate shop?
Yeah. Like in the beginning days of, you know, like, I mean, how did you even get the building and stuff?
Dude, so it was like, at the time, I can't go into too strong of details here, but a family friend was in real estate.
Mm-hmm.
And this dude is like a fucking tweaker now. Like, not even exaggerating, like a crackhead. But this guy had some sketchy lease on a building. And I was like young and dumb. And so he was like, dude, I can offer you this much. So we moved in there. And I think my Postmate dude is here.
You can grab it.
Really?
Yeah, we're good.
Hey, this is Thomas Taylor. I'm Stratosphere Skateboards. If you're in Atlanta, Georgia, come in town, check us out. Don't ask about the skate spots. You never know.
Well, let's go to San Mateo, California and catch up with our friend Ryen at Atlas Skateboarding.
First Impression with Timothy Donald McKenney.
First impressions of Atlas, and it was Ryen back in the day, about 18 years ago, 16 years ago, whatever, probably 16 years ago. And me and Tessie walk in, and he hooked me and her up with a bunch of shirts. And me and her rocked those Atlas shirts for at least 3 or 4 years until they were thrashed. Now, 16 years goes by, and I'm paranoid to go back in there thinking they're just going to shun me and think I'm a kook. So I go to Society. But the truth was, I'm San Mateo, and I really wanted to be back in Atlas, but I didn't think I was cool enough to go in there. First time I go in there, it was smiles and love. Next, I'm in the city, and they're giving me love, screaming my name from across the street. The love's real. Let's just keep it going, guys. 2020. Oh, God, I can't do this anymore. I hope we don't have to go much longer, but it looks like another lockdown's coming, man. I don't know what to do. Check in with your friends. Ask them if they're okay. We all need love. Thanks.
Ryen, are you there?
What's up? Yeah, what up? How's it going?
Good. How are you, man?
Good. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Thanks for taking the time. It's Thanksgiving week, and I actually want to reach out to you and say I'm thankful to you and the shop. You guys were the first shop to ever carry any of the stuff that I've been doing, and I was so humbled and stoked. And you continue to carry a few things in the shop and on your online, and I really appreciate it. And I wanted to say thank you first and foremost there. That's been rad.
Proud to support.
San Mateo, the home of Tim McKinney. So we got those connections.
Yeah, of course, man. That's our like our youth, our foundation, right? Bay Area foundation.
Yeah. What year did you open the shop?
We opened the shop in 2007. We signed lease in 2006, but we opened it May 19th, 2007.
Are you going to have any like specials for Black Friday, like for the holidays? Is there anything you do a little different to try to entice people to shop more? Or?
Yep, absolutely. Like every year we do, well, you know, this year is going to be an exception, but every year we do like a free like complete pair of shoes to the first person in line, or we try to do stuff to really like incentivize and give people a reason to come down and shop with us. This year, we're discouraging people from actually being inside of our store, and we're trying to push people online, or at least to make, you know, an online purchase and pick it up, just to minimize the time spent inside the shop because of obvious reasons.
Nice. Okay, cool. When you're traveling, are you the type of person that goes out of his way to like check out shops in different areas that you are, or are you kind of like
absolutely
the guy? You do?
Oh, absolutely, man. Yeah. The one beautiful thing about, especially now, I feel like almost more than ever, is there's like this really strong like camaraderie between fellow shops. I don't get the sense that we're competing against each other. I look at it as like we're in a community of like, you know, we're all in this together and we all have each other's backs. So whether it be domestic travels or international, definitely make it a point to like stop by, say what up, shoot the shit. I was in Europe a couple years ago and went through Amsterdam and Berlin and had to stop by Benji, had to stop by like Civilis, and I love it, man. I think it's really cool. It's like refreshing to see like how other like, you know, dope shops handle their operation and their vibe.
Speaking of the camaraderie, there was a really cool thing that happened this year where Mike at Lotties drew up some, like, actually I have one of the t-shirts right here. They did this whole thing where I don't think he did every skate shop, obviously, but there's a ton of skate shops and they're all on the back of the shirt, and then each shop had a different graphic for their logo. And then I think Deluxe or Mark, I don't know. Could you talk about that a little? Like, how did that all happen?
Yeah, that was cool. So, you know, obviously when the whole shelter in place thing happened and, you know, there was this lockdown due to COVID, it kind of freaked everybody out. And I will lie if I were to say that I wasn't like, what the fuck's going on? And are we in deep shit now? I mean, when the first day of shelter in place, I mean, I think you remember what that was like. It was freaky. It was like, what the hell is going on here? Everything it's like tumbleweed, and the directive wasn't super clear. So we weren't even sure if we were allowed to like travel to the store, you know? It was weird. So I think there was this sense of like, oh shit, is this going to be a death blow to like retail? And is this going to be a death blow to like core brick and mortar skate shops? So, you know, we had this Instagram thread between a bunch of shops, and Mike was on that thread, and he was like, yo, I've got this idea. I'm going to make some graphics. It's going to, and I'm going to, you know, let's get together a list of shops. And basically like he had kind of like, you know, like tattoo flash, like a bunch of different t-shirt graphics that he was like, yo, for free, you guys run these. You know, he set some parameters, which I thought was smart, you know, so people didn't go ape shit and, you know, make all kinds of crazy merchandise. And that was super dope. And it was similar thing with the Deluxe and like Gon's graphic where, you know, certain shops got a custom Gon's tee. Like, how freaking cool is that, you know?
So cool.
Yeah, it's and I feel like people really like our customers, those that were like, yo, what can we do to support? They gravitated towards, grabbing those tees.
Definitely. Is there anything else that you'd like to add that like could be a cool theme?
Yeah, I just say, like, if you are going to be going online to buy skate stuff, just go online and buy it from a skate shop. Like, please do that. And if that skate shop doesn't have like a strong online presence or isn't able to like keep up with online for obvious reasons. I mean, doing online it's a huge task, and an in-store operation it's a separate task. So like, I would just say, like, at least get your skate stuff from a skate shop, and it's crucial. People, they cry when they hear about their like local shop, being threatened by like the hardships of the economy. Well, it's our duty as skateboarders to support skate shops. That's the way I look at it. So spend your money at the skate shop.
Okay, cool. I'm in the middle of an interview with Mike, actually. So if you have a question
Awesome.
for him, that'd be great.
You know what does Mike do to stay inspired? That's what I want to know.
That's a good one.
Yeah, because he cranks out a lot of amazing artwork, and I want to know where all the inspiration comes from.
All right. Well, thanks for taking the time, man. Hopefully I'll see you soon. We got I wanted to show you something. I just got this hot off the printer.
Oh, sick.
It's Tim McKinney.
Yeah.
Jeremy Fish made this graphic.
Fucking cool.
Jeremy made it for him right when he was leaving Think. And so it never came out. But Jeremy still had it, and he gave it to us. And we're doing a 50 run of skateboard decks and 2 different colorway shirts. And
yes,
dude, wait till you see McKinney next time. He's floating through the air. He's so hyped.
Oh, I believe it. That's amazing. I love that.
So San Mateo, dude, 650 forever.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Yeah, man.
Hey, have a good one. Stay safe out there, and I'll talk to you soon.
You as well.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Take it easy. Peace.
Yeah, that was a part of opening a shop that like I've tried to give other people, like friends who have said they're going to do it, little bits of advice is like, yeah, I was like, how do you get these companies in? But again, I was so lucky that I had done boards for Baker. So I had done graphics. So I was like, okay, cool. I have an in at Baker Boys.
Yep.
And then friends at Spitfire and stuff. It was just, dude, I've been, that's like one nice thing about skateboarding, I think, is like, if you've been skating fucking over 20 years longer, you meet a lot of people along the way. So like, I just was so fortunate that, and like, I was lucky enough to like travel and meet people that I never planned on opening a shop like since I was young or anything like that, that like when I decided to do it, I was so lucky that I knew people in the right places. And then like, I hit up James at Labor, like, I want to carry Dickies. Like, how the fuck do I contact them? Boom, I got you. And he gave me the email. And my main priority when I opened was like, if I have Deluxe and Baker Boys in there, that's all you need.
Right.
Like you could, if you have a good relationship and with Deluxe, dude, that's fucking wheels, trucks, bearings, boards. You could run a skate shop, and like, not only that, good shit too, like good quality shit. You're not shortchanging anybody. And then same with Baker Boys. So that was like what I set out. So when I got that and I was just like, okay, cool. Now everything else can fall into place later. And that's how I opened up with those dudes. And then No Shoes. Funny enough, Brian Sieber is still friends with my buddy Tim, and Tim runs Sunday Print Co. That's a screen printing place that does all our shop shit.
No way.
And so they are literally like a stone's throw away from where my shop is. So he's like, dude, Sieber, this dude grew up skating FDR. So we clicked right away, and then I was just like, how does this work? He taught me the process of getting shirts and hoodies and all that made. And so I try to draw quite a bit. So I would give him these ideas and we could just like make shit quick and easy, and working with skaters so he gets what we want. It was like, it's still to this day the best relationship I have. Like, so streamlined to get shop product made. It fucking rules.
It's been really cool to see all that shit. Like, I don't know if it just happened more this last year with the pandemic or if I'm paying more attention, but like, I got a pretty good relationship with Sieber too. And he's been helping me with ideas and whatnot. And I'm just seeing like you guys crank out so much cool stuff. Like you said, like time effectively too. Like Sieber had this whole fucking Grosso line, like instantly, you know what I mean? And like he made those patches with like Felper and P-Stone, and those are amazing. But what's even more amazing to me is that like the time, how it was like you conceptualized, then you produced, and it's not half-assed. It's cool. But it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's insane.
For sure. I mean, I can't speak for Sieber, but everything he puts out, I just bought that Grosso hoodie.
Right.
With him skating down the street with the beer. I'm like, dude, I just love his artwork and his aesthetic. And I was like a big fan of his skating before I ever knew, ever had any type of friendship with him. But that's where I find having a shop is like, I'm very lucky. This is no secret. I don't need to make 10,000 of something and then be like, fuck, it didn't sell. Dude, I make stupid shit all the time. And luckily, Chris and Louie, the kids who work at my shop, if I make something too stupid, I'll run it by them and they're like, maybe don't do that one. But hey, that's the benefit of having a store and then a friend who screen prints. So it's like, I can make something. If it's not the coolest thing in the world, I didn't make that many of them. Try not to be wasteful too and like overproduce shit. That's been a learning curve though, of like getting more in tune of like what works and what doesn't.
Right. No, I've been like dabbling in it myself, and I'm so blessed. I mean, like you said, you're in the game long enough, you meet enough cool people, and those people respect you and help you out. And I can't thank everybody enough for all the tips and help that I've been getting. But, one of the things is kind of like a pre-order almost vibe where you kind of just put something out and you're like, that didn't suck, or did it suck?
Right.
Oh, it didn't suck. Let's make it.
For sure. I've never done that. I've never done that. Like our stuff is occasionally like sold at other stores, skate shops only, but like the Thrasher store up in SF.
Yeah, that was sick. He had like a whole fucking Lotties line.
Yeah, and like we make that shit, and if there's enough, they'll be like, "Hey, how many can we get of this?" I've never done a pre-book, and I see how that could be beneficial. Of like, hey, does this interest you? If not, then you maybe don't even make it. I've yet to ever do that, but again, it's like it's pretty low risk, like for us, for our own shit. It's maybe gets a little trickier when I make like a hat or a beanie or something, because the time takes longer.
Sure.
But again, we have a place like to sell it, not just like an online store. And but yeah, I've talked to like doing graphics for Baker and shit for Anti-Hero occasionally and Spitfire. That man, they got to work pretty far in advance.
Totally.
So you never know with shit, That's what I was joking with Spanky. I was like, dude, thank God that some of my graphics came out during this pandemic, because people were buying some of my dog shit that fucking should never have made. Like occasionally I look at graphics I've done and I'm like, oh my God, like the only reason that sold is because people are desperate for skateboards right now. But I'm trying to hone in a bit more and make sure that everything I put out with, that I never look back and go like, fuck. But I guess that happens.
Yeah, for sure. And like what you think is kind of good now, you might think is dog shit in 10 years.
Absolutely.
But vice versa. You might actually like something in 10 years that you hate right now. So,
Dude.
I mean, it's like a song, you know, it's like music. It's like you put something out and you're like, oh, that sucks. And then 10 years, you're like, that was kind of rad, actually.
Dude, 100%. I've done already. I can think of a series I did for Baker that I was like, that was fucking awesome. I just like at the time I thought I could have tried harder or something, but actually the way Spanky's brain works is crazy, and he can lay shit out so good. I can give him, hey man, what do you think of this? Like this crummy drawing or whatever. And like he'll be holding his baby and on his phone draw something out and make it, and I'm like, holy shit, you actually just made my awful drawing into a good board graphic.
He's like it's fucked up. Like that shit he does with the Etch-a-Sketch is so insane to me.
Dude, he's crazy talented. All the while like ripping harder than ever.
Oh, that's what I'm so hyped on. I always hit him up and I'm like, dude, I love this shit. Like I'm so hyped. Was he your first board graphic? Was he the first guy you did a board graphic for?
Baker, yeah.
It was a Spanky board graphic or no?
No, it was
a whole series.
It was one of his. It was a whole series. Yeah, that was like. Actually, no. The first series I ever did, Spanky wasn't in it, but it's all due to Spanky that I even got in there. Like 100%. Spanky and Alex Olson are the two dudes that like
connected
me with certain things and certain people. Absolutely. I grew up with Alex since we were like 9 years old.
Oh, serious?
Yeah. It's like this little skate spot, Douglas Park, all the way to the West LA courthouse and the Sand Gaps. And he had lived in Santa Monica for a bit. Steve is bounced around here and there, around Malibu to Venice to Melrose, all over.
Oh yeah.
But his mom lived in Santa Monica, was pretty close to my family's house.
Oh, okay.
I've been friends with Alex since we were little kids.
How cool. Alex is the shit.
Yeah, he fucking rules. But yeah, it's like all that shit with Baker and stuff was like through him and Spanky.
Was the series that you made, was it a theme or was it just different shit for each dude?
Yeah, it was the first series I did was a theme. It was it was like exaggerated versions of the riders of shit they're into. So like it was like watercolors of like, you know, they call Reynolds the boss. All right. So it was like Reynolds, and he kind of had like it was like a riff off like an Al Capone mugshot. Like,
oh, okay.
He had like a suit on, holding up a plate, hat, that deal. And then like Brian Herman, he's kind of into like guns and fucking cars and dirt bikes and shit like that. Yeah. It was like a little riff off some of the riders. And then,
okay, sick.
Luckily for me, it did well. So then I was like, dude, I'm always down to keep doing this. And then again, having a shop, man, it was like, then like Reynolds started to come by. I had known him. So Alex, like fucking before Girl Chocolate, Alex was like getting Baker boards for a bit. Like he had gotten Toy Machine boards, Baker boards. This is like early 2000s, but I had met a lot of those guys when I was a kid. So it was like when I got older, I kind of had already met some of them at that time, or, a lot of those Baker dudes. But they're just the best people ever. So it's like such a rad.
Yeah. They're the team that like, there's a couple of them, but they're definitely the example of a team that's a team and a family. It's not like this weird, like, random dude on the East Coast and some dude here and they don't like to be together or anything. It's like whoever's going on the trip, I'm going because I love every motherfucker in the van.
Yep. And they're all like very different people and they're all so fucking rad. And like I've always been like when I was younger, like and to this day a fan of Neckface. So seeing his graphics attached and then he's such a part of the crew.
Yeah.
Dude, if you ever skate with Shane Hale, it's just like the raddest dude. Same with Ellington and Greco and Reynolds. They're all just very, very like, they're all, what this might sound corny. I don't care, whatever. They're all like skateboarders. They're all like, they still all skate all the time is what I mean.
Yeah.
And like, I think that's a huge part of keeping a company. Baker's been around, 20 years. Like the reason I think they do such a good job with it is because they're still in the mix. All the fucking time. I think that's fair. important.
Yeah, totally. I mean, and they're all stand-up dudes. Like, they're all dudes that on their own, they're respected. Like, you know, 100%. Like they're legends. Like Ellington, Greco, Reynolds. I mean, what do you want?
I know.
Like, come on.
My favorites. Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. So what year did the shop open?
2016.
2016. So it's been like a little over 4 years?
A little over 4 years, yeah.
And things are going, I mean, I don't know if people like saying this or not during the pandemic times. Is this the best year you've ever had?
It is the best year we've ever had, only because we've only been around 4.5 years, that each year it's gotten better.
I mean, I've been talking to like Cowtown, a couple different places, and like, I think you were just saying it as well. It's like the walls are full right now, but in a couple of days they might be empty. Like, people are buying a lot of boards. And, you know, somebody was telling me like bike shops were the first target. Then all of a sudden families started coming into skate shops and buying a board for everyone in the family. And it was like a thing. And then the increase, you've seen an increase in girl skaters too, probably, right?
Yeah, majorly, yeah.
Like a lot of girls coming in to buy boards more so.
Dude, all types of people. Dudes that quit skating. You know, that's another big one. Like dudes
the guy that had a son after he quit, and then his son brought him back.
Yeah, they come in asking for a fucking, you know, Tony Ferguson 7.5 girl board or something. Like they quit then. And they're cool. Like because they're like, they missed it. And that's what like I love about certain skate shops. And I try to do with my shop is have shit on the wall just to look at, museum style. Because it kind of, especially with guys like that age, men or women, it kind of can make them like be reminded a bit if they need a reminder of like what drew them to skateboarding in the first place.
Sure.
And yeah, like Cowtown said, those dudes are awesome too. And they're exactly right. You don't know. I mean, also, man, knock on wood, but it could go the other way. It's like, fuck, man. Look, there's a pandemic. Skateboarding is something you can do where you don't have to touch anybody else. So similar to surfing in a bike shop, which those shops, like I know surf shops were sold out. You couldn't get surfboards for surfboards down here for a sec. And bicycles. So you don't have to touch anybody. And it's an outdoor activity. But people are like, it was the summertime. People wanted to do things where they could be alone. And there's also a large portion of population of people collecting a fucking check each month of what they saw as free money. And so, yeah, that rules. I just like didn't want to get comfortable in that because I was like, dude, this shit could switch in a heartbeat. And all of a sudden people are like, do you think I got $50 for a fucking skateboard? Like I got to put my money towards something here. And, you know, I'm just always very like taking it week by week right now, day by day, however you want to put it, but like going slow and like, yeah, that's what makes like a whole pre-booking thing nerve-wracking. Because you're like, shit, should I pre-book something that we're going to get in May when I don't even fucking know what the world's going to look? It's nerve-wracking.
No, I see that. Yeah, so the key is kind of like turnover quicker.
Yeah.
And to have like the dude that's my friend Zerosh, he's in Carmel, which is about a 2-hour drive.
I'm a big fan of Zerosh.
He's the shit.
I don't know him, but I used to, dude, me and my friends in New York used to watch the death video all the time, and we'd always watch his part. And like, since then, I've kind of followed his career, but, you know, like looked at the platypus stuff he's made, and then like the downhill dirt board shit.
The dirt board shit is so sick. If you're ever up here, we can go there, and you gotta just try it once. It's like, it's so crazy.
Dude,
it's
funny enough, I hate to don't mean to cut you off here, but I know someone else. So I went to middle school with Alex White.
Oh.
And dude, I've known Alex White since I was a shrimpy little kid. And she, oh my, there was no one, she's still the coolest. But like then I was just like, this is the coolest person to ever live. She smoked weed and she knew how to roll a joint, and she like had like a fucking, I swear, dude, she had like a Spitfire shirt on where no one at my school was dressed like that. And she had like some duffs. Like she was just the coolest person ever.
And now, another first impression with Alex White.
Michael Gigliotti. I went to middle school with Mike, but I don't really remember him from that era, but I kind of knew who he was because there's not a ton of skaters in our middle school in Los Angeles. And but my first real memory of him is when him and our mutual friend Miles Marquez came to my house in Monterey right before Mike and Miles shipped off to basic training. They had enlisted kind of during the recession, post 9/11. Yeah, at this period in our lives where I didn't know any skaters that were joining the military. It seemed like so like far out there and brave and crazy. And I remember being super proud of both of them. And I thought to myself, like, he's going to do great there and in everything because the guy is like super capable and super focused. Yeah. And Mike's just like a really interesting person. He's lived like so many lives. And yeah, I really admire him and love that dude.
Hey, this is Noah at Filter Skateboard Shop in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Roll up. We got the good shit.
What's up? I'm Justin from Shrunken Head. If you're in Portland, come holler at us. You can place your order online at shrunkenheadskateboards.com. Pick it up at the door, or we ship anywhere. Thanks, y'all. Get shrunk.
So did you go to school with Jonah Hill too then?
For a little bit, yeah.
Because I interviewed Alex. I'm friends with Alex too, and
yeah,
she said I think that she went to school with him or grew up with him or something. They
yeah.
had a
Yeah. I went to high school with him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was 2 years older than me in high school.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Did you guys get involved at all, like with that film, whatever, mid 90s?
Involved? No. People, I don't give a fuck what people want to say or think because people are going to have opinions. Jonah's like real famous. Jonah's like one of the raddest people ever. And Jonah skated. Like Jonah would be at the courthouse. Jonah was into it.
Yeah.
Jonah was never like some ripper, but like, dude, he fucking loved it. He would always be at Hot Rod. He was like, he's been funny since he was a little kid. And again, I'm in the 9th grade. He's like a junior. He's like a bit older than me. But me and my friends were better than him and his friends at skating back then. So they like asked us questions. It was kind of funny. They like, not that we were good. We were just better than them. But he had hit me up years and years down the line. We like maintained a friendship and through art projects and other stuff. And then he had said something about making a movie, and he came by the shop and brought a script and asked me what I thought. And I was just like, all right, one, there's a couple things I would change here. I don't know shit about writing and writing a script. That was the first script I ever read. It's like, I had no advice for him then. I just meant more like detail stuff. And I was like, dude, you should probably, that's when I was like, man, you should probably talk to a guy a bit older than me. Cause like the scene you're going for, I missed by a couple years. Like like the Venice graffiti pits, for example. Like I was too young to really go there, and I saw it, and I could barely fucking skate, but so I was like, I think like that's where like Aaron Meza and some of those dudes probably helped Jonah a bit more with like, dudes didn't wear that kind of shit. Dudes
yeah.
The details of it. I did get to go to the set one day at the courthouse.
Oh.
Which was a trip. Seeing all these kids skate around in like crazy gear with 7-point nothing boards and little wheels and all that, and they repainted it, and I was like, oh shit, it looks like it used to look.
How cool.
Yeah
that movie was a lot different than I thought it was going to be. Like it actually, like there was some tears in the crowd, man. It
was good, man.
It got emotional.
I to be totally honest with you, I went in not knowing how it was gonna, like, I was like, I don't know, this could be, no one's ever really made anything that made skateboarding not look really bad or cheesy, and like Jonah did a good job of not making it look that kind of way. And like you could also have nothing to do with skateboarding and see that movie and really like it too.
Well, Dustin Dolan's claiming that Gleaming the Cube got him into skateboarding, so
Sick. There you go.
What do you think? How long should it take to grip a board?
Dude, I am fucking fast at gripping a board. And I actually learned this from Andrew Allen. I don't fucking put the grip on, and the second it's on there and I get the air bubbles out, I take a razor blade and cut. I don't fucking scrape down the edges. You can do that later. Like take the excess grip and rub down the edges, but you don't need to do the fucking map it out. And that I try to tell the kids, because like, especially now, dude, people don't want to be touching you and touching your board, and like they want to be in and out. So I'm like, look, obviously I'm not trying to rush anybody and have them leave unhappy, but like you should get good enough at this to where it's like second nature and you could be doing 5 other things at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the art project where people start cutting up the patterns and making like...
Yeah, we just don't allow that these days. Yeah.
No.
Like pre-corona, sure, fucking go sit in the corner. But like right now, like, no, man, we can't have people.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm lucky that we even have people in the store. Okay. Especially they're talking about now like curfews and fucking another lockdown and all this. I'm like, the fact that we can be open is good. The reality is you need to get a tool if you have to. If you don't want to buy one from us or you got one, whatever, you do what you think. But like, you should set your own board up outside of the shop just for now.
Sure.
Like, dude, before Corona, we had a whole table set up with power tools and everything you could need. Take your time. But right now, we just like, for the sake of the local kids, the employees, the neighborhood not getting shut down, we just can't do that.
Right.
When I went into Hot Rod, they never gripped my board ever. He does not remember this because I was probably one of a billion kids where this happened. But to me, it's a memorable moment. I went in there and Chris Casey was like, "You're doing it, dude." And I was like, "But I don't know how." He's like, "Well, yeah, I know, but now you're going to learn. Put the grip on." He taught me. I cut the shit out of my hand. Like, and I was like, that's not like a bad thing that Chris Casey did that to me. Like that was a good thing. And, I try to like keep that a little bit alive still. Like, dude, grip your own fucking board. And like, obviously he's a 9-year-old kid. I'll grip his board, dude. I'm not like a fucking tyrant, but
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was talking about it. So I worked in a skate shop in the late 80s, like a couple of years after you were born. I was working at a skate shop, but, no, in that day, I mean, here's the thing too, caveat. I like to use the word caveat as much as possible. But basically, I always hated to be the guy. Like when I was young, the older guys were like, back in my day, you know, and I always as a kid was like, I never. And now here I am going back in. So sorry to my younger self for doing this to everybody. But I was fucking from a different generation. So I just want to relate or explain it. And we were dicks. It was like, it was gnarly. Like you go into the skate shop and you went on certain days to avoid the dude that worked on Monday and Wednesday because that guy was an asshole and he was not going to help you. So that was the kind of way that I got brought up, like, you know, right or wrong. But to some degree, I feel like that has to have gone to this generation in a different form because we have to, you know, there's this new, you know, and I get it, we're evolving. But at the same time, does everybody want to be Mickey Mouse, you know, cookie cut, like, hey, can I help you? No, right? Like we have to have charisma, we have to have personality, we have to be creative, we have to be individuals. That's what skateboarders are. How do we do that in 2020?
You'll get canceled. You can't.
Cancel.
You'll get canceled. You'll get yelped. You'll get fucking.
Right.
I mean, there's a way I do it with the kids where, like, again, I can only speak for Lotties, but I feel like almost every skate shop has this. But we have a very good relationship with our neighborhood and the local kids. And for them specifically and their friends that come in and so forth, we do tell them, yo, don't skate with headphones on. Like, don't skate with headphones on. If you want to go to the park later and I'm not around, do that. But like when you're here and you're skating the ledge out front, be aware of your surroundings. Also, like, join the party. Don't skate with your headphones on. Learn how to set up your board, shake everybody's hand, say please and thank you, things like that. Like, but also I feel like maybe we are extra close with our local kids because we happen to be the place that some of these kids don't have shit, dude. Very different upbringing than me. I had a nice, like these kids, some of these kids come from really fucked up, gnarly home lives. Not all of them, but some of them. Or, dude, some of them just have parents that work till 3 a.m. and they cook their dinner themselves. They make their breakfast. So, like, I obviously don't want them to come to Lotties and be like, fuck, Mike's an asshole, or like Louie or Chris. They love us and we're all cool with them, but we definitely try to show them that, like, those kind of things go a long way. And it already has, dude. We've had people from other skate shops or other businesses, whatever, come in and be like, dude, all these kids are so fucking nice. They're all cool. They're all very respectful. And I'm like, yeah, man, because fuck, that's what I wanted someone to tell me. And like with random customers, when you're kind of a dick, dude, they're going to yell about you. And it's happened to us.
Right.
The thing is, my answer to that is like, you have to truly be like, fuck you. Like, I know that's immature, but you kind of have to be like, I don't care. Right. And like, skate shops are in a unique situation, I think, for the most part, that like, if there's a Yelp review on a restaurant, dude, that could crush you. But like, for a skate shop, if someone's like, the dude was a fucking asshole and called me a kook or whatever, it's not going to deter another skater from going there. Like, they're going to be like, yeah, whatever, that happens. They're understanding people. That's my 2 cents about like today's world. Like, you got to like, you do have to ride the line though.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's definitely people who are like easily offended, dude. We've made graphics that have bummed people out. Like, I've bummed people out heavy with certain cartoons. And like, I didn't offend any. It's not offensive. And to those people, I'm just like, dude, if my cartoon is, you're going out of your way to be offended, then you need to get your fucking head checked. And you have deeper issues that you need to work out than this cartoon being offensive. So with those people, I'm just like, don't have fucking time for it. Mind your business.
Right. What's the deal with skate shoes? Are you carry skate shoes or no?
So we have like a small selection of Vans. We're going to get some shoes. Pontus Alves started a new company, probably seen Last Resort. We're going to get some of those. We carry Spanky's Emerica shoe. And for now, that's it. We're going to have a couple other things coming down. I just never wanted to be a sneaker shop, like a big shoe store. And normally, I like, my favorite thing to do is to go into another skate shop and buy a pair of skate shoes and like look at their sneaker wall, because I love that. But where we are in LA, dude, we're in between like so many different, you can get Nike, Adidas, Vans, Etnies, whatever you want, you know, where there's like a Vans store here, there's another. And like, if people ever ask for something specifically, I always send them to Brooklyn Projects or Kingswell. Kingswell's got like a really good selection of skate shoes. So I'm always like sending skaters there if they want shoes.
And there's no competitive vibes, like you and DJ get along or.
Yeah, for sure. We're in like a whole other, that's like LA is so spread out that like.
It's not even different clientele.
Like, it's crazy. I've explained like San Francisco and New York, you can get from point A to point B pretty quick. So like LA is very spread out. We don't have, how about this? With anybody I care about and respect, we have no problems. There have been a couple other people that if you ask me weren't a real, like a legit shop. Right. They were more involved in graffiti or other stuff that they happen to have skateboards on the wall that maybe didn't like us, but like, fuck them.
Yeah.
I wasn't like going to close my business because they didn't like us being around. Like, yeah, I don't care.
Right. Okay. Let's talk about this.
Yeah.
The shirt program. Cause that fucking ruled.
Yeah. Thanks.
You guys did that like right out of the gate. The pandemic hit. My perspective is this: brick and mortar needs to stick around 100%. That's what I preach, and that's what I am 100% behind. It's a big reason I have a relationship with you. I want to help you. I feel like the community needs to be like really coming together to figure out skate shops need to stay existing. Like this digital online buying is just, it's not for skateboarding. Like if you're lazy, you shouldn't be a skater. If you don't have time to go down and feel the board you're going to ride, fuck off, you know, like, and help out the dudes that are like kind of the maestros of skateboarding. Like these guys can teach you stuff on the regular by being in their presence. Like it's a huge influence. There's videos to watch. There's so much stuff that you can't do online. And all this gadgetry, like I get it, like it's 2020, but like, anyway, there's my rant. But, but where I was going with it is when the pandemic hit, it was very easy for people. I mean, here's what I thought. Skate shops are going under. Why would a skate shop 100%. Stay open? You can buy all this shit online. How are they going to pay rent? They can't even have employees working. Like, panic attack. Where's the Xanax? Like, that's it, right? And all of a sudden, you guys kind of fucking, dude, it was pretty impressive. Like, I really loved it. And I mean, I bought like 10 shirts from 10 different shops.
I remember you showing me some of the shirts you were getting. Yeah.
I mean, it was just really rad. It was like, I've never seen something like that like was like, hey, we're going to go to bat for everybody. Like, no, we got this as a group. Like, that's what it, and having all the names on the back of the shirt. Like, I tell the story, but like, I went to Atlas. I bought a shirt, and then I bought one from, who was it? It was Kingpin in Stockton.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, dude, you get to pick the shop I buy the next one from. And that was like fun. Sick. He's like, oh, dude, Red Curbs. You got to buy Red Curbs in Fremont.
I know that shop.
And I didn't even know the shop. So I learned about a new shop and I bought their shirt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Awesome.
And in my mind, I'm like, who am I? I'm not like this huge influencer or whatever, but like just that vibe, I felt like I was kind of helping, like spreading that vibe, like let's support each other. Like like I'm wearing like I put all my shirts away and I only wore these shirts every day, like on rotation. And so yeah. And I'll pat myself on the shoulder, but
no, it's cool, man. It did the same thing for me. Like,
how did it all happen?
Well, again, it's like as much as, all right, so this is a double-edged sword here, because as much as I thought the same thing when all this happened, we're fucked. Like I'm not cut out. The whole reason I started the shop to be in person is because I'm not cut out for the online shit. So we're going to have to move the whole business online. I don't know how to ship fucking boards. And like, I'm not cut out for that. And we don't have the money to do that and all this stuff. And like, we slowly did it and then made shop merch, and it worked out. It kept my employees paid and the shop alive. And we had less overhead, to be honest. So as long as they were getting paid and I wasn't just like, later dudes, like, then I didn't care. Like if we were making money outside of that, like as long as they had a paycheck. Cause I was fortunate that, I was still doing artwork for Baker and Vans and Deluxe. So like I had money coming in to elsewhere. I didn't have to rely on just the shop doing good, but I was under the total same boat. We're fucked. I didn't know what to do. And it's sad to say that all the shops them existing in person, the most important thing for them to do was fully operate as an online business. It's like sort of ironic. Like it sucks. And it's true. I mean, look, dude, not to go off tangent, but, I was going over our numbers with the shop, boring shit, but it was like, holy shit, one of our better months, we weren't open a single fucking day. And
exactly.
And someone said to me, well, do you think you could just close the shop and keep doing? And I was like, no, because anybody's attraction to Lotties is because of what it is. It's like my attraction, dude. I bought a fucking PLA shirt and an Atlas. I bought shit. Because I've never been to either of those shops, but I knowing that they're a shop and they like have put out videos and like these things, I'm like, I wouldn't know Lotties could not operate as just like a clothing company online, nor would I want to. So there's that. But how the shirt part came about is like, there's a strong camaraderie on social media between skate shops, and like looking after each other in a certain way. And it's cool. And you said a couple shops right there: Kingpin, Red Curbs, Holistic, 510, Contact, dude, I could go on forever. Ignition, fucking, Ignition's a no-brainer. Humidity down in New Orleans. Like, I see all these things these guys are doing in like ways that in certain cities, some of them shut down earlier than others, some of them didn't. But I would see all their names and I was always like, damn, it'd be sick if there was like, so I had thought of this actually before the pandemic. I was like, what if, like you had some fucking Def Leppard shirt and on the back it showed all the cities that they visited. What if you had a skate shop shirt that if you were skating and you were like, where can I go? Oh, I'm in Chicago. Oh, it says right here, Uprise. Or you need to go to Homegrown Skate Shop or what have you, wherever you are. How could you do that? So that was the one thing I wish I did with that shirt is wrote the city that the shop was in.
Or have a map of the US and like have them bing in there or something.
Yeah.
Kind of like skate parks. That's how they did it before online. They had a fucking book. It was like an atlas, but it was like, if you're driving from here to here, hit these 5 parks.
Right.
Boom.
So I kind of wish I did that a little bit to shout out the city so that if you or a friend had that shirt on a little skate trip. But I was like, fuck, no one's going anywhere anyways. My hand hurts. I just got to write all these out. I think not every shop has the same aesthetic or interests. And like, I know one thing I've always tried to like, I've never been someone who just liked one thing, like as an individual. When it comes to art or music or skateboarders, I've never been like an only transition or only street skater and stuff. And so with my drawings, and I try to keep it that way too with Lotties. We'll definitely do some like hardcore shirt references or metal stuff. But that's not like, I'm not like just like some metal dude. So fucking, I want to diversify it. So on that shirt, we had Big Pun on there. We had a couple demons and a couple things like, so people could choose what they wanted to do. And I don't even remember how I did it. I think I just posted on Instagram like, hey, this is my idea. If you're fucking down and you want your shop on here, if it's not already included, hit me up. And with enough shops kind of getting that circulating and then deluxe circulating, it was like, oh shit, the reaction was like fucking gnarly.
Well,
and dude, it was like I was fully pandemic with my dog here, me and her just in the house all day. And so I was just like, cool, I have time to do this. And so, the joke, like, people, the only hard part about that was certain shops being left out. And
was there any hurt feelings?
Yes. And it was totally unintentional, dude. Like, there were shops that hit me up kind of like, dude, you fucking didn't write my name on there. I was like, dude, you didn't know my shop existed before this started either. It was not a jab. And for about 2 weeks, I kept adding names. So I would but the thing is, I would have to add the name, add that font in. I suck at fucking computers. So I'm like trying to Photoshop or something, like moving a name around and then rescanning and then fucking sending it off again. So it's just like after a while, I was like, dude, I'm going to do this for 2 weeks. But after that, if you didn't make the cut, it was nothing. That was the only bummer. Is like, of course, there were over 220 shops I wrote on there. I would have added every one in the world, Europe. And then, like, dude, I know shops out in Dublin and fucking England and France. And I was like, I can't go across the pond, dude, because that'll be just like, maybe
there's only so much room on the shirt too.
Exactly. That was it. And then I was like, hey, it's on you of what color shirt, how many you make, fucking run it. A shop hit me up the other day, like, hey, can we do another round of it? And I was like, yeah, for sure. Like, yeah, go for it.
Did you see any out there that kind of like struck you as like, that's pretty cool? Like,
oh yeah, dude, so many shops made fucking sick ones. And then like, it was cool seeing like some shops in New York just took like the Big Pun one. And like, that was like the whole, I was like,
I think that's cool. What Atlas did.
Yeah. Atlas's is really good. Dude, there's a shop called Amped, up in Humboldt County. They had a really cool one.
Rad.
Dude, PLAs was really cool.
I like PLAs a
we
lot.
just did their logo, and I was like, yeah, dude, you don't have. That was another thing. Like, my ego's not that big to think that you all want my drawings. I was like, dude, do whatever the fuck you want. Don't put my drawing on there. Just put the names. This is just a thing. If you don't want to do it, don't do it either. I could,
sure,
you know. But I was very excited and happy to see that a lot of shops wanted to do it.
It was really cool. And I mean, Mark Gonzalez is the greatest. We know that. But I think you can at least take a little credit for sparking that deluxe movement that followed, you know, like.
Oh, well, Jim hit me up and said that. And I was just like, dude, my shop wouldn't exist if it wasn't for deluxe. I'm heavily influenced by all types of skateboarding and all skaters and stuff. But I will say, without question, like Jim Thiebaud and Julian Stranger and Andrew Reynolds, like those three people, to me are like my biggest influences. And on that note, like meeting your hero, all three of those dudes are fucking the most solid dudes ever. And so
true.
Jim can be like, oh, it's all credit. But I was like, dude, my shop wouldn't even exist if it wasn't for you and Deluxe and everything you guys do for skateboarding. But yeah, obviously, you know, Jim's like the nicest dude to ever live. So he's like, no, it's all you. And I'm like, no, it's not.
yeah, Jim's very passive. But that was cool too. Like a month, 2 months, I don't know. It came out later. But then Mark did a bunch of things first. So again, coming together and doing it. So this theme that like, I don't know. There's so much shit that we have this joke. Me and my fiance have this joke that's like the guy that's like, yeah, that was great, but want to know what sucks. And it's like, you can always say, want to know what sucks.
For sure.
But it's not easy to say, want to know what's great.
That's fucking true, man.
And so we've been working on that one. Like, okay, want to know what's great today? You know, let's try to keep it positive because there's plenty of shit that sucks. That's easy.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true, man. And talk about that, the Gons thing. I remembered when Jim called me to talk about that, I was just like, dude, shops are going to have Mark Gonzalez write their name. Like, there's nothing more legendary than that. Like, Mark Gonzalez is going to draw a shop shirt for you. That was just like the coolest fucking thing ever.
Yeah.
I was so jealous of some other shops ones too. Like Pawn Shops was so good. The Gons one he gave them, and like they were just like great ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't lose, but
yeah, I've seen a lot, and I was just like, yeah. I forget who I was talking to, but I was like, was there like a contract or anything that said you could only make, because I was like, run it until they tell you to stop, because that's gold.
Dude, Jim, that was the one bit of advice. He's like, what should I, like, did this get out of hand for you? And I was like, so it got to the point where people started asking, can I make boards? And I was like, oh man, don't make shop boards with it. Like, you know, I'm also down to do like graphics for other skate shops. I did some shit with humidity. Like I like, you know, stuff for Sieber. I'm not ever, but nevertheless, I did say to Jim, I was like, maybe just do like shirts and hoodies or beanies. Like if you green light them for Gons art, dude, that could just be their identity. Some shops might just be like, yep, this is our shop logo and banner and every hoodie and t-shirt because it's so epic. But I think every shop's obviously fucking handled it cool and everyone was awesome about it.
I got some questions from some friends.
Okay.
This is the guy that you speak of.
What's up, Mike? First, I wanted to thank you for the inspiration just for us even opening the shop, because we were questioning it, just seeing you kill it, and I don't know, it just kind of pushed us over the edge. Second, I wanted to say thanks for the art, for the designs and shit, and for the support your local shop gear, all that stuff. So anyway, the question is, we have this thing stashed behind the case for just tweakers that come in, and we got to get them out of here. I love a good tweaker story. So I just wanted to hear, I don't know if you have any memories or whatever, of someone that came in your shop and you were just like, fuck, like, how do I get this dude out of here? What am I gonna do? I don't know. I just love that kind of
Ryan Sieber.
Dude. Yeah. Dude, we're in a weird neighborhood we're off of Crenshaw and West Adams. We get criddlers. We get fucking people coming in, saying weird shit, doing weird shit, junkies. Dude, we've had, I remember, we've had some gangbangers come in and just like post up, kick it, hide out for a second. I'm like, dude, what are you bringing in a sketchy element? Dude, we've had to get some people out of the shop. So I've had to dodge some people for sure. They weren't even random people. They might have been like skateboarders or something, but I've had to like, or my coworkers have had to dodge people. Because when you have a business, people know where to find you, dude. They know where you're at. So it's fucking, you can't always escape. We've never had any, you know what? This kid, maybe this kid will hear this. This kid came in one day with his crew of friends from Fresno. And the kid I've never had somebody be more rude to us for no reason in my entire life. I've never. And so like this kid it was like he was looking to get beat up. Like I was like, there's no way this is happening other than this kid is picking a fight right now, or we don't recognize him and but he was, I don't even want to impersonate it, but he was banging on our cash register like that, like loud. And so, I mean, that was the only time I ever like said, let's go outside. And like, I'm going to beat you up, I guess. Like I'm on the clock and I'm just going to like go outside and fight you. And his friends grabbed him and took him outside, and that didn't happen. And we have that whole thing recorded on a security camera. But that was fucking nuts because these were skateboarders. These were like 5 skaters. And I was just like, what the fuck is your problem? Like, why on earth would you come in? Like and we found out we never met these dudes before. No prior history with them. Nothing like that. That was bad. The whole thing, like, dude, is a stupid joke, but like we have this thing where like it was like on the shoe, it said grip tape is $5, dipshit. And like that whole thing started because some like semi-sponsored kid that would come into our shop was like, give me some grip. And we were like, it's $5. And he was like, what? We were like, yeah, what? That's as cheap as it gets. He's like, I didn't know grip tape cost money. And so that's where I was like, dude, grip tape is $5, dipshit. Like you didn't know it cost money. Like this kid was like flow for some company and was that entitled. And dude, I don't know if that exists all over the country, but definitely in LA, there's a lot of like semi-sponsored or very entitled kids because their homie is friends with this kid. And like the idea of supporting a skate shop's never crossed their fucking mind. Like, would you ever, I've said this before, but like you would never go into like a restaurant asking for a discount or something for free. Can I just get free pizza? Like you don't do that anywhere. Why is that okay at our shop or any skate shop for that matter? And I know every skate shop deals with this.
Oh,
we're not
definitely.
alone. But that type of behavior is just like uncalled for and out of line. And like, we're not going to put up with that. Yeah.
Leave it to Seaver to come up with the tweaker question.
Yeah.
Out in Berkeley, California, we got Dandy at the 510.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, my name's James Gibbons from 510 Skate Shop, and this is my boss, Dandy.
Hey, what we want to know is who works at Lotties and how did they get the job?
Aside from me, Louis, local punker kid, would come by, was into the t-shirts, buying boards. He's like from the neighborhood. He's like, fuck, there hasn't been a skate shop. I've been like in this neighborhood in a long time. And he just started coming around and I just like, dude, we got it. We clicked so well. And he was working at this like fucking restaurant down in Torrance at the time. And I worked at a restaurant. So like, I know I actually had a really, really great experience when I worked at a restaurant when I was like about, 22, 23. But I know that can suck. And one day I was like, dude, you should quit. And he's like, I can't because I would need a job. And I was like, well, work here. So naturally. And then Chris, same thing, local kid, kind of from like South Central area, was just like kind of coming around and hanging out. that's it. Yeah. He just was a part of the scene, like already, like come after, he was in school at the time, like come after school, skate, come. And I was like, dude, when you turn 18, you got a job here if you want, you know, like right when you're done with school and you have time. And he was like, cool. And so just local kids. Yeah.
Okay. Now we're going to go to San Francisco, California, DLXSF, and Matt D.
Hi, Mike. Thank you for your exemplary contributions to skate shop culture. My question for you is, which skate shop had the biggest influence on you, whether as a youth or current?
Oh man, I can't name one, but Autumn, Hot Rod, Rip City, and right before I opened Lotties, a shop I went to was Shrunken Head in Portland.
Yeah, they roll.
And I walked in there and I was just like, holy shit. It's like all narrow and long and skinny.
Yep.
And like there was like a pair, you could like only get half cabs. Like, and then they had boards for days and all that kind of shit. But like shoes was just like half cabs, some shop hoodies. And I was like, this is the coolest fucking place ever.
Right.
I want my shop to feel like this.
All right. This one is in San Mateo, California. It's Ryen over at Atlas.
What does Mike do to stay inspired? Yeah, because he cranks out a lot of amazing artwork, and I want to know where all the inspiration comes from.
Honestly, this is like, there's no way to not sound corny here, but just like the local kids at my shop, like having a place like that. And like, you know, there's this dude who basically lives at my shop named Sammy, and Sammy's special. And Sammy is a local dude. And if you've been to Lotties, you know Sammy. It's like, it's that simple. And it just like people like Sammy, the kids who work at Lotties, the kids who hang out there. Also, what am I going to do if I don't have Lotties? You know, I got to stay motivated to make, and like everything I owe is from skateboarding. I have a lot of other interests outside of skateboarding, but everything I have in my life and the connections and my closest friends are through that. So that's like, that motivates me every day. Because I'm like, shit, I wouldn't want to be doing a lot of other things, man. And I've had a lot of other jobs and I've never wanted to be a part of a world as much as the skate world. Even if it sucks at times and there's kooks or you kook it or whatever, it's better than a lot of other shit.
Right. All right. Let's go out to Phoenix, Arizona and check in with Trent Martin of Cowtown Skate Shop and see what's going on down there. Trent, are you there?
I'm here. How's it going, Schmitty?
Good, man. Good to see you. How are you?
Good to see you, man. Everything's good. Getting through it all, man. And yeah, just miss everybody.
How's the no Phoenix Am syndrome? Are you still hurting from it, or are you doing okay?
It's a trip, man, because yeah, it's such a big part of our community and just skateboarding scene in general. And to not be able to do it, you know, this year was really tough because basically it was like we planned everything. You know, it was almost like you made some cake or something but never got to eat it. Everything was done, ready to go, and it's just like a couple of days before, like it's like building a ramp and cool, getting ready to drop in the first time and it burns down.
Yeah. So, or maybe I was thinking this, maybe it was preparing you for this week. Thanksgiving's coming and you make a turkey, but you can't have anybody come over.
That too. Yeah. It's a trip just to see everything that's going on. But I mean, yeah, we got through it. Skateboarding, everybody's obviously sticks together, and yeah, trying to see what's the possibilities are for next year, you know, and what that looks like, and if it's even a possibility, because as it stands, everything's constantly changing. So just
totally. I don't know, but I was wondering, is there any chance that if things didn't get better, that you could have a non-spectator kind of like maybe video cameras only, and you have like smaller, like 5-man heats, like it's socially, or is that like then it's not even what we want it to be anyway, so we just would rather not?
No, it's funny that you mentioned that, because it's not what we want it to be. Obviously, that would be plan C or D.
F, yeah.
But at the same time, it is better than nothing, and it's an option, and it's something that we talked about. it wouldn't be the Phoenix Am experience of what it actually is. And so, yeah, we would call it something different because this next one that we actually do will be our 20th year of it. And I definitely don't want that to be on a virtual platform. That sucks, you know? So if we do anything coming up here, it'll be just something, you know, where it's, you know, Phoenix Am Presents kind of thing, or it's, you know, just some other one-off kind of event just as a placeholder. Yeah, it's tricky working with the city too, because we have their regulations that we have to deal with, as well as just statewide, and, you know, everybody's like health and safety as well, you know, everybody's on a different page of where they're comfortable.
So what year did you guys open the first shop?
1997.
Damn. Nice.
Crazy.
And which location was that?
Central and Camelback in Phoenix.
Is it the same still there?
Yep.
Sick. And then how many do you have now?
We have 4 locations.
Oh, there's 4.
Yeah.
So from the time you opened the first one to the 4th one, did you learn anything in particular along the way that by the 4th one you were like, thank God I learned about that, was there anything that like you kind of like looking back or like, God, I'm glad I figured that out?
You know, we made so many mistakes and learned from things, and I can't think of anything offhand other than, you know, just one major thing that it wasn't that I learned from the 1st to the 4th. It was just relationships in the industry, man. Like, we're all in this for the long haul, and treating everybody the way you want to be treated, and just trying to be, you know, have integrity in the industry and do the right thing, even if it's the hard way.
Right.
And treat everybody proper, and hopefully then that reciprocates and comes back. And that was the main thing, just relationships, because you never know where somebody's going to end up, or, you know, people that were at one company that failed could be, you know, the sales manager or the owner of another company, you know, 10 years down the line. You just never know. So don't burn any bridges.
Yeah, like just because Sinclair's blowing it at Tomieto, he's at Nike now. So you never know what's
You can blow it with that guy. No, he's awesome. I love Sinclair.
He's the best. How many employees do you have? Do you know?
We've got just over 30 now. We were always around 25, but for holiday and with the whole COVID thing, we've had to staff the store with extra people just for cleaning. I mean, it's limited capacity in the stores, but it's been busy the last few months, obviously. It's an incredible blessing. It's crazy.
So you didn't have to let anybody, you didn't have to cut hours or lay anyone off through the whole process?
No, we initially back in March when we closed, you know, there wasn't a mandate to close here. It was just getting kind of crazy. And so just people were getting uncomfortable in the stores and stuff. So we're just like, you know what? Yeah, it's coming. Let's just be, you know, we had already canceled Phoenix Am, but at about that time, that's when, you know, Vans stepped up and did like the foot the bill, and they did custom shoes for some shops, and we were selected as one of those. That was a huge benefit.
So can you give me a little bit of detail on that? What exactly happened? They made a custom shoe with like your shop on it, and then all the sales went to your shop, maybe? Or I don't know.
How it worked was they gave us, you know, their customs program or whatever. Like I guess you can just order custom shoes online, but they gave us basically our own print in a sense, like. And so you designed the toe piece. And so we did this map of Arizona, and then just had the flying cow logo on the tongue. Ed designed it. And basically, so yeah, we had this whole design, turn that into them. They make a template of it, and then we promote it to customers. Customers could then buy it on Van's site. And then we got a portion of the proceeds. And then other companies, you know, also kind of came in and helped where they could within the industry. And it was awesome just to see everybody come together, and, you know, the camaraderie between shops.
Did you guys have a part of that deluxe Mark Gonzalez thing?
That's another one. Yeah. We're still doing it. The sketchy skate shop tee. And so that was another amazing thing. Like, Jim's awesome. Everybody at Deluxe, you know, they're rulers.
Well, it's Thanksgiving week, and that brings up Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Sally Saturday, whatever you want to call these things. You guys doing anything special for that? You guys, like, do you try to entice people, or do you just do your normal thing? How does it work for you?
We've just, over the years, we've had to start trying to entice people. This year it's an anomaly because now it's like, it's been really busy. Like, if you have product right now, skate product, then you're in good shape. And, you know, it's selling really well. I think a lot of shops are, you know, starting to get caught up. So it's really good.
I'm at episode 98, just to pat myself on the back here.
Congrats, man. Almost there.
And out of the 98 people like that I've talked to, we 100% through the board, it's like skate shops are important. You know, it's so important. My question is, how do you look at it as far as how are we going to keep brick and mortar in this digital era? What are the keys to, like, you know, I'm sure like you have to make a certain quota to match these high rent prices, all these different things where people like online. So what's the technique? What's your strategies?
I mean, it's definitely difficult. And when we started 20 plus years ago, there was like, the internet was new, you know.
Right. Yeah.
It was like, what, email instead of faxing? Like, it's insane. So now it's, for the most part, everybody says it's a necessary evil, and, you know, you have to sell online in order to stay in business. And yes and no. I really look at somebody like Deluxe, for instance. You know, they don't do it direct to consumer. They try to really push people to skate shops, and that helps out a lot. There's other companies where they incentivize people to buy online instead of to buy in skate shops. You know,
really?
Free shipping, you know, there's no tax if you buy out of state.
Right.
Obviously they make the product, so they're able to make margins on it and sell it less expensive if they wanted to. Most everybody's pretty good about it, but I think to keep it going, what I would really, really love to see is the manufacturers themselves, the skate companies, push more towards skate shops and make the skate shops look good in pricing and everything else, to where it's like, you know what, you can get this hopefully cheaper at your local skate shop, because we're not going to sell it to you super cheap online. It's a convenience to buy online instead of a necessity. If you really want it and can't find it anywhere, okay, buy it from, you know, whoever online. But to incentivize people with free shipping all the time, and, you know, a 20% coupon code for Black Friday or 50% off, you know, like, shops can't do that. We don't have those margins.
Yeah.
But a manufacturer, some of them do, and that makes it kind of difficult to be a brick and mortar store. But I think, again, partnerships, to try to like push more true partnerships and have the shops or the companies push more people towards the shops. And a lot of that is based on price. That's, I think, the heaviest reason that people shop online is, you know, obviously selection and convenience, but price is a definite, hey, just, all right, I'm going to get it from there.
I mean, things have changed a lot over the years, obviously. I worked in a skate shop in the late 80s, and we would tell people, you're not allowed to buy tracker trucks. Like, we had them, but we wouldn't sell them.
What shop did you work at?
It was Go Skate in San Mateo.
Sick.
And it was actually the same shop where I bought my first skateboard. And then later in life, I ended up working there. Are you from there? Did you live there your whole life?
Yeah, I've lived here my whole life. You had mentioned like your first board at the shop and you ended up working there. I did the same thing. Like I bought my first board at a shop and that was my first job.
Right. So you skate, what was it called? Thrasherland or whatever, the blue.
Yeah. All that stuff was for sale a while ago too. It was all those ramps and stuff. But yeah, Thrasherland was an amazing, just such a weird place. Ed, our partner too, Ed actually worked there for a while when he first moved here from Maine.
You know, here's my philosophy. January 22nd, there's this guy that he's going to be leaving town, and this other guy, he's going to be arriving.
I've heard about that.
And right about that time, this vaccine that they're working on is going to fucking start kind of slowly. Yeah. And February 1st, you mark your calendar, we're going to say, Phoenix AM is officially back.
See, and I really hope so. And it's fingers crossed, but it's crazy because it takes so much time to prepare for it. And then also just getting all the sponsors and plane tickets. People come from all over the world. It's not like if we give people that short notice that it's a really short window to try to really pull it off.
Yeah, it's true.
Want it to be proper, you know.
And you can't do it too much later because it gets way too hot.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. Well, you guys got anything cool planned for Thanksgiving?
Just hanging out here with the family. Talked about maybe doing a little bit of traveling, but not going to happen. Just going and seeing Laura's dad, possibly in like Colorado. But
nice.
Yeah, I think we're just going to hang around here.
You going to cook a turkey?
I believe so. Yeah.
What's it going to weigh in at? What's the over under on the weigh in?
I don't know. We got 2 kids.
Everyone eats meat, right?
Yeah.
I'm saying 21 pounds.
Jeez. I don't know about 21 pounds. There's only 4 of us, man.
It's going to be heavier than my bowling ball, that's for sure.
I'll send some to you. If it's a 21-pound bird, then yeah, you're definitely, expect something in the mail, Schmitty.
Hey, I love you guys. Thanks for taking some time out. And I really hope that Phoenix Am is back because, me and Hammocky will pull up in the Miata again if we have to.
Oh, sweet. Yes. Man, I miss Hammocky too.
Yeah, we'll miss everybody, dude. Seriously.
Yeah, it's crazy. What are your plans for Thanksgiving?
Well, it's funny because I was telling someone today. So I don't know if I've told you, but I'm engaged. So I live with my fiance, and we've been doing Thanksgiving for 5 years that we've been together. And this is the first Thanksgiving, thanks to COVID, that we get to do one Schmitty style, which means I don't get out of my sweatpants and I cook all day. I watch TV. We just eat all day. We don't have to go nowhere. I am so hyped.
That's awesome. Good, man. Good for you. Schmitty style Thanksgiving.
Schmitty style Thanksgiving. She's kind of dreading it, but my bet is by the end of the day, she's like, actually kind of liked it.
Yeah. Yeah. Forced relaxation.
Yeah. Well, cool, man. Stay safe out there. And stay in touch. Let me know if there's any development there. And obviously, if there's anything I can do to help you guys, we're family.
Love you, man. Thanks so much.
Take care and say hi and give love to the family.
Will do, man. Take care.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Hey, let's take a quick little break and hear from some of our friends, and we will be right back.
Hey, it's Corey at Blue Plate, 3218 Mission Street. Come see us. Meatloaf, fried chicken, deviled eggs, Dollar Olympia beers. We're here every day of the week. We got a garden, and we got smiles on our faces. Come let us make you happy.
Other interests. What would other interests be? Like, are you into musicals?
Am I into playing music?
No, like musicals, like, like.
Am I into musicals?
Do you ever hear the Newsies?
Yeah. Why are you asking me about the Newsies? Who'd you talk to, man?
I got friends.
Dude, I'm curious who you talked to about that. Yeah, that's so sick. Yeah, fucking my aunt, one of my aunts was like still friends with this dude named Kenny Ortega. And when I was a little kid, I was like always with my aunt a lot. And he was a director, and he directed Newsies and Hocus Pocus. I got to be extras in some of his movies and stuff as a little kid. That was the stint. That was the highlight of my acting career.
Like what age?
Age 6 and 8. Yeah, little kid.
But yeah, do you remember it?
I remember Hocus Pocus really well. Yeah, because I got to go to the Disney lot at night and like run around in a Halloween costume with fucking Bette Midler. I remember. Wow. I didn't have a line or anything like that. I'm just like a background character, but yeah, I got to be around some funny shit like that. Some like LA shit right there, huh?
Yeah, that's some LA shit. Hell yeah. Well, no, I didn't mean to cut you off, but what are some of your outside interests besides like obviously skateboarding and drawing and stuff?
Man, just my family. Does that count? I'm from a big family. I'm always with my nieces and nephews. Jiu-jitsu, do a lot of Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. I'm like doing, I play the banjo.
No way.
I should play more. Yeah. It's like rusting in the corner right there right now.
Maybe I can get you to play a little jingle on the way out of here.
Yeah, we'll do that. And then, man, you know what? I'm like, to be totally honest with you, and like, I always like loved being physically active. It's like, I love to surf. I don't surf a ton. For a minute, like me and this dude Logan and Rowan were going out. Rowan surfs fucking twice a day right now. But like
Logan Hill?
No, Logan Lara.
Oh, okay.
But like, I love going surfing if the waves are small.
Yeah.
I'm not jumping in the water with like over 4 feet. I'm fucking scared. But
same.
Yeah, surfing, and I don't play sports a lot. I love boxing. If it was easier to get a game of baseball or something, I'll play baseball. Like, I just like being physically active, to be honest with you. Like, so whatever that can mean, but I do spend a lot of my time like watching horror movies and drawing, especially during the pandemic. I'm like I guys watch a lot of movies, you know, especially if that helps with drawing if I'm burnt out.
Was this guy inspired by Nosferatu?
No, that's funny you say that, dude. Nosferatu.
My fiance saw it, and she was like, ask him if he was inspired by that.
I don't want to say no. I don't want to say yes or no because she unconsciously yes. Dude, that's funny. That when I was a little kid, that flashed on the TV and scared the fucking daylights out of me. And the way he looks. The black and white. I'm talking like what year did that movie come out? Jeez, that like is tattooed in my brain. So the answer to your wife is yes. There's no way I drew that without that unconsciously being somewhere in there because that movie had a big influence on me.
What are some what's some horror movies that like stand out to you?
People Under the Stairs.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Dude, supposedly Jordan Peele, the Peele dude, is doing a remake of it actually. But this is like an early 90s movie. Takes place in LA. Takes place actually in the neighborhood that Lotties is in, West Adams.
No way, that rolls.
That's a Wes Craven movie. That had a big influence on me. So did a lot of like The Shining and Friday the 13th and those movies had a big influence on me too. I'm also like more updated than those movies. I'm like, I was really into like Rob Zombie's first movies of House of a Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects.
I was hyped to see Pancho in fucking whatever movie. Pancho was in a Rob Zombie movie. I don't know which one it was, but I was like
31. I think it was called 31.
Yeah, that is it.
I saw that. Yeah, I'm always like, if he comes out with a movie, I'm gonna watch it.
You seen Bad Taste?
Bad Taste, yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, Bad Taste, Toxic Avenger.
Right.
Like those movies didn't like scare me as much as I found them, but like as fucking drawing references and stuff, I've used those movies a lot. Yeah, but dude, I'm telling you, People Under the Stairs was probably like had the biggest impact on me as a kid.
Is it a scary one?
Yeah, I wonder if you saw it now as an adult, if you'd be like, this is kind of cheesy, or if you'd be actually scared.
I'm gonna look it up because, dude, I'm claiming if this pandemic keeps going, I'm gonna finish Netflix.
You're gonna finish it?
Yeah,
dude, that'd be fucking impressive. There's so much trash on there.
I know, but man, I'm fucking scratching at some really like we've been watching some good stuff, but like every once in a while you're just like, fuck, are we running out? Like,
Dude, I feel like I'm rewatching. You know what the pandemic did for me? I had never watched certain TV shows. Like I had never watched The Sopranos. I watched that.
Oh.
That was amazing.
You seen The Wire?
I did like a season of The Wire. I couldn't stick it out. And my brother-in-law is just like, it's the best show ever. You're fucking up. Give it another shot. I'll try it out again.
You got to get through the second season, I think.
Okay.
Here's what I've been learning from talking to so many people. Whatever your favorite TV show is, there's a series, the first season is mandatory to get through, and then at least go into the second season a couple episodes before you give up.
Dude, that's true. You know what that's true for is Seinfeld too. The first season, like those characters really aren't themselves yet.
Yeah, you got to get the development, and then the show begins.
That's true.
Except for the only thing that is reverse on that is Lost. Lost first season is mind-blowing, and then it just kind of gets worse.
Where can you watch? I'm going to watch Lost. I'm going to try
Dude, it will blow your mind. You're just like, what is going on?
Sick.
Yeah, it's cool. All right, we're winding down, but Spanky told me that you're really good at playing this game, Would You Rather?
Yeah, we play that a lot.
What's up with it? Is it like, would you rather be in jail for a week or be the object of the slap message boards?
Yeah. Wow, that's a fucking good one. Holy shit. That's amazing.
Is that kind of the deal?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah, that was it. We were in Mexico City, me, Spanky, AA, Daniel Wheely, and Jerry. And I swear every second that we weren't skating, we were playing Would You Rather. Yeah, what was one recently we did? Would you rather get like 2 insane gauges in your ear, like 5-inch plugs? So like they're fucking like that for 1 year. You have to rock that. Or would you rather get that haircut like a man bun for 5 years, where it's like the sides of your heads are shaved and you have that little top knot?
The hair for sure. I don't think the ears go back.
No, it's like, well, in the Would You Rather world, they go back.
Oh, okay.
Would you rather wear a wetsuit every day? Okay, like a 3-4, like a winter suit. You're wearing like a 3-4 every day for 6 months. You cannot take it off. Okay. How horrible that would be. God, that would be so uncomfortable. Or every night before you go to bed and the second you wake up, someone is standing over you and just mercilessly punches you in the fucking face as hard as you can. And like, so you wake up and go to bed just getting rocked and you can't defend yourself. Or wear a wetsuit.
I think they would both suck, but I think the wetsuit.
Fuck. Yeah, I'll do the wetsuit. Fuck it.
Yeah, because
surf every
day.
It
would only take 2 nights of me getting beat up, and then I wouldn't be able to sleep. So then not only would I be getting beat up, but I wouldn't be sleeping. I would just...
Yeah. You'd be terrified to go to bed because you wake up and like the first thing
you'd be waking up. Like, it's kind of like when you drive for a long time and then you think you're asleep and you grab it.
Exactly. That would be your whole life for 6 months. Yeah, that would be bad.
Fuck. Oh, okay. Hell yeah. Also, we can't leave without thanking you so much. You made this graphic for the shirts that we're coming out with, and it's probably going to be, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks. Dude, I'm stoked on it. And it was fucking rad to like see you just turn it, like, I guess this is just what you do, but turn it over real quick. And I'm like, fuck, rad. I'm really hyped on it. It's got
thank you.
All the people's names on the back that have been on the show, up to 100, which is going to be, so you're 98, then you're followed by Mofo, 99, and then Tommy motherfucking Guerrero, San Francisco's Pride and Joy, 100. Yeah, and so it's, I don't know, man. I thought it came together really cool, and hopefully people will be stoked off it. I think they will. But I wanted to thank you a lot for that.
Dude, thank you for asking me to do it.
And I'm wondering also too, this is Thanksgiving week, so there's going to be Black Friday, Tuesday before Thanksgiving, Saturday before Sunday like all these days, right? Is there some shit that you guys do differently at the shop, like for the holidays? Is there some different thing, or is it business as usual?
Yeah, we'll be closed Thanksgiving, and then other than that,
But
we
there's
always
no
got a
like
cart-
camp out and the first person gets their board for half price, or I don't know.
No, dude, if it wasn't Corona, maybe we could do, but like with this going on, no. I mean, we'll be having some stuff on a discounted price. But other than that, nothing crazy, nothing special. Yeah, I hate to say.
Well, it seems like you're doing everything the way you want to do it, and it's working out for you. So, like, what's better than that?
Thank you, dude. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it rolling.
Hell yes. You're not obsessed with Trump anymore. We know that. You've gotten over the coked out vegans, and you became a motorcycle guy.
All three of those things are true. Yeah.
Hey, I was watching the things that you hate or whatever before I did this interview, and I was laughing so fucking loud. And my fiance is like, "What's so funny?" I'm like, "This is exactly how I think."
Dude.
Like me and Frank Gurr always say it. It's like the dude that's barely on flow calls up Deluxe and he's like, "Dude, you sent me 53s. I ride 54s, bro." And you're like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Dude, way to blow it 101. Yeah, it's so gnarly, dude. It is so gnarly. Yeah. To clear those things up, though, ride motorcycles all you want. Just be careful. And as far as Trump stuff goes, I just like, oh my God. Since I said that too, it had gotten so much fucking gnarlier probably around the world of people obsessing over him, whether you loved him or hated him, obsessing over it. And I'm actually glad to see it's tapered off. Like, I feel like I'm glad to see that, like, that's not the first conversation some of my friends and I are having about fucking that dipshit. So,
and I think that's why our shoulders dropped a little in the last couple of weeks, because that is actually what's happening. And so let's enjoy that for sure. Maybe grab your banjo. Let's do a little fucking banjo riff.
I don't know.
What do you got on? You know, Pat Duffy is a really good banjo player.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Wow, that is sick.
He's super good. He can do like that, like the finger pick, everything.
I'd have to tune it a bit, but there you go.
Huh. How long you been plucking it?
Man, you know, I had a bad shoulder injury in New York in like 2010. So like my arm was like this, and a friend lent me a banjo. So like on and off for like 10 years. But it is like skating, like there's all these styles of it. You know, there's dudes that do like blues style picking. That's claw hammer, where you're actually kind of like using the drum, which is like the style I prefer.
Rad.
Kind of.
This is the first time ever we've had a live instrument on the show.
I hate that it sounded like that, but yeah.
You ever go to bluegrass or anything? Bluegrass shows?
No. I'm kind of those, like, there's like that I was talking about this with one of my coworkers recently, because that leads me to the weed nerd thing, because he was like going to these weed conventions, and I was just like, he's like, dude, but it's so lame. I'm like, yeah, no shit. Like, I don't want to be a part of any group that would have me as a member, kind of thing. And that's kind of how I feel about like people being like, dude, you play banjo? There's this like old timey festival. And I'm like, I'm good. No. That's cool. That's not for me.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Well, we always end on a song. You got a fucking song we can throw on to fucking take us out of here?
Yeah. Did I just tell you what the song is?
Yeah.
Dude, there's this song called that I've been obsessing over.
Cool. Perfect.
And it's called Meet Me in the City. And it's by a guy named Junior Kimbrough.
Okay.
He's a blues musician. But I cannot stop listening to this song. So
Rad, dude.
Yeah.
Cool. Is there anything else that like anything you want to say or something about like I trying to, you know, like I said, I can't say enough about the skate shops and stuff, but is there any advice or anything like that you want to say as far as like why people like what I guess the question I'm trying to ask when my brain slows down here is what can we do to keep skate shops going and keep the brick and mortar alive?
Dude, I don't know. Honestly, I hate this because I'm like ending on a depressing note. But like, honestly, I think the world is just headed more towards a fucking online world. And
Yeah.
and here's the positive side. The more the world goes that way, the more there's people who don't want it to go that way.
That's
and
true.
There's always going to be people going like, yeah, I can do that, but fuck it. I'm going to go into that shop. Why not? I want to see the graphic. And like skateboarding, of course, there's always going to be dudes who buy a board online and like they don't even know the shape or whatever, but they get it and maybe they like it or maybe they don't care because they just like the graphic so much. That being said, you want to see it. It's like even people, I'm sure people buy sneakers online all the time. Like I want to like go look at the skate shoe. I like seeing it. And so I think that fact alone, that skateboarding is something that's like, you need to look at the shape of the wheel of the truck or whatever, and you have to come in to get that. Not everybody will understand that, but enough people that will keep it alive. And I'm hoping that every skate shop tells the local kids there how important skate shops are and just continuously keeping that kind of alive. I do like traditions. I mean, it's a big part of why I like banjo music is that it's an African instrument. It's that's been around forever, but like the songs might stay the same and there's different styles of it and all that, but it's like has a long history and tradition. And I think skate shops, not to sound corny, but they should have that, and they always will. And there's always, if all the shops today said, fuck it, this isn't working out, and they bailed, there's going to be someone else who's going to step in and do it. And so that right there, it's like, it's always going to be there. It's not going anywhere.
Hell yeah. Skateboarders are going to keep skateboarding. That's it. You know, like we have to, like that. We don't even have a choice. It's like,
exactly,
you know, that's just how it's going to be. So, dude, super stoked to finally catch up. Thanks for taking some time out. Enjoy the holidays, maybe a little downtime. I don't know what you do, if you sip wine or if you do yoga or meditate or just watch some horror movies and draw. Do your thing, get a breath of fresh air, stay safe. If I can ever be of any help to you, always reach out. I consider us friends. And big love.
Big love, dude. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for supporting all the shops during all this stuff. And it doesn't go unnoticed, and it means a lot. I'm stoked we got to do this.
Hell yeah. I'm thankful, dude. 2 days from now is Thanksgiving.
Hell yeah.
Cheers. Have a good one, man. I'll talk to you soon.
Take care.
Peace.
Later.
Wait, hold on. What's that? We got one more skate shop. Who's this? Backdoor Skate Shop, Billy?
Big dog, you there? Fuck yeah. Hey, look, first time popping the fucking cherry. I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing.
It looks like you got a green screen.
Oh, you don't see me?
No, I see you, but it's
Tommy
like
knockers and shit.
How you doing?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm good, man.
Look, real talk, my wife had, because, you know, I'm trying to figure this shit out or whatever, and all of a sudden when it came on looking at me, I was like, I can't see shit, and it was all hazy. But since I've had this laptop, I've had electrical tape over my webcam because, you know, everybody's watching. So the shit's been on there so long. When I did the shit with you, I had to pull it off, and it was gunky as fuck. So right on. So, yeah, man, fucking big time, man. Cleaned it up for you and shit, like letting the CIA look at my shit and everything.
Hell yeah.
So I don't want to look like a fucking Talkin Schmit whore over here.
Nah, I like it. Sally Vitello told me you never wear the concert shirt to the concert, but I don't know if I believe that.
Hey, man, I mean, I'm guilty of it, you know, but hey, fucking shit is what it is. Hey, look, in real talk, I'm even whoring myself out even harder. That's
nice.
what I do. I rock my shit, your shit, and that's it.
Okay. Hell yeah.
You doing good?
I'm hanging in there. You getting fired up for this holiday season or what?
Hey, man, that's all we can do, to be quite honest. You know, we're obeying rules with COVID and everything, but to be honest, man, COVID, not to sound jacked up on it, but that's some of the best things that's ever happened as far as us, because everybody wants to ride a skateboard now. We've been around November, literally just like last week, a few days ago, November 1st made 26 years for us. And we are seriously seeing the best sales we've seen in 26 years of slinging this stuff. And we don't do the frisbees, bikinis, hacky sacks. We're strictly a skateboard shop. And man, like I say, everybody's wanting to ride it, whether it's a longboard, popsicle, cruiser, everybody's wanting to ride a skateboard. So it's been a blessing in disguise for us, to be quite honest.
So what year did you start? 26 years ago?
Yeah, man. November 94. November 94, wrote that first check.
How many
a prayer.
Damn. How many locations you been in?
Man, OG spot, we still have it. It's a 2-story building, and when we initially opened, the shop was upstairs. Downstairs was a coffee shop. Downstairs came for rent. We took over it, gutted it out, built a wooden bowl, and started doing it. We expanded to a park, but that didn't work. We've gotten screwed over. We're in that big gentrification going on in college towns where one minute you're renting a $500 warehouse on the wrong side of the tracks, and you blink your eye and all of a sudden you got $3,000 condo stacking shacks around you. So we just got the axe. You know, it is what it is. Well, we made a joke. It's like, man, we always had the dream that was the spot. We've always held down that spot. Greenville's changed around us, and we're just still the 2-story building made out of brick because we got so many dudes that have put a brick in that foundation, and we're here to last.
Brick and mortar forever. 26 years.
Always.
What's the biggest skate shop moment you've had? Who walked through that door and you said, fuck yes?
Fuck nobody. Nah, I totally can't talk it. Man, I mean, we've done some rad shit, you know, I mean, not to toot our horn, but man, I mean, we had the consolidated dudes come in and probably like the late 90s, still in like, you know, the good glory days per se. And we painted. Oh yeah, Karma was ripping it, like with Super Knot dudes, Matt Pels, you know, Matt Rodriguez, those dudes came through. But it's crazy because like we've had some rad times with a lot of the demos through the years, but like the raddest thing was like say the Super Knot dudes, you know, that was definitely a street oriented team per se.
Yeah.
All we had at the time was the bowl. So, and our bowl was as true of a wooden pool as you could get. And this was late 90s. Street was the thing, blah, blah, blah. Those street dudes from Supernaut showed up and shredded the bowl. Like it was so gnarly watching Matt Pels do it, you know, back disasters on 7 foot. Matt Rodriguez, wobbly trucks, in it to win it. I mean, so there's been some awesome times. But when Consolidated came through, we painted the whole bowl white. And a buddy of ours, he's an amazing artist, Jason Bryant, shout out, up in New York now. But he painted the Consolidated cube in the entire flat bottom of our bowl. So when the dudes rolled up, it was a virgin cube on there. And I mean, it was, so we've just, man, the big thing with us is, man, it's from day one. And, you know, I mean, not to get in it, but man, some of our older mentality is still like the raddest way to go when it comes down to it. You know, ask for forgiveness. Don't ever ask for permission. You know what I mean? Like charge and barge.
I like it, man. You coming in with some enthusiasm. You guys got anything special for the holidays? Like you could do a Black Friday blowout where
man, we are we're going to milk it. We're going to milk it like Farmer Joe, man. We're doing Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, and Cyber Monday. We tried to do a website. We never bothered to even launch it. You know, it is what it is. But we're shooting for launching backdoorskateshop.com on Cyber Monday. We're not peddling anybody's stuff but our own stuff.
Nice. Are you, throughout all the years being a shop guy, do you collect? Do you got your own? Are you a hoarder? You got like a storage unit of a bunch of shit or what?
Man, I am. I don't know where I draw the line, whether I'm a nerd, a hoarder, a collector, a historian, an advocate for what, you know, but yeah, man, I've got some crazy stuff in the collection.
Did you skate the hangar?
Yeah, Charleston Hangar. Yeah.
Legendary.
Yeah. Oh man, that was
Place
the best place. Rad story on that one. Me and a couple of my buddies, we were down for a surf contest down in Folly Beach. Obviously, there's no waves in South Carolina. So we're like, man, you know, let's check it out. And that was back in the old Thrasher days when you could look in the back of the magazine and be like, oh, you know, what's around here? Parks. We're like, Charleston Hangar. Knew nothing about it. We rolled up, and there's no one in the whole park. We've got the place to ourselves. And next thing you know, Omar Hassan, Chris Miller, and Rick Howard roll up, and they were a day off on an airwalk deal, and it was just us and them hanging. But man, back to the Charleston Hangar, the Charleston Municipal Pool was the deal, man. Blaze had a ad, I want to say it was like a Ryen Smith, something like that, on this gnarly block of municipal pool, but it's long gone. Everything's gentrified there too, you know. But
me and Phil went there in 92.
Oh man, Phil, another one, man, legendary.
So
and then, you know, and I always think about, and it sucks because, you know, a lot of these dudes are gone, but it's like, man, Phil and Tim Brock, man, them dudes were like ATVs before the ATV era, like, you know, Grant, all these dudes, right? It was like, you know, back then it was like, oh, you know, remember Slap, you know, hip hop versus punk rock, you know, versus street, you know, blah, 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 all that bullshit. It was like them dudes, even back then when we were also, skateboarding wants to be so open, but man, we're so fucking cliquey at the end of the fucking day. But, you know, it's like everybody was kind of dialed in their own shit, but then you got like, you know, dudes like Phil and Tim, the OG Tom Knox, you know, them dudes just like wherever they showed up, they fucked it up, you know?
Absolutely. Okay. Well, do you got anything you want to say about skate shops in general? Like, this is your time to take the mic and say, this is why you shop at a skate shop and not online.
Fuck, how long is this?
We got about 7 seconds, not the band.
Hey, I'm going to stay young till I die.
Yeah, if we can walk together, why can't we rock together?
Been saying it since day one, right? Man, I don't know. I grew up in the era where I was at a beach, so my local skate shop was a surf shop, you know, and it was even the skateboarders that were selling it to me were more surfers, you know, that were, you know, just happened to know about skateboarding, blah, blah, blah. But I think like the shift in the era I came up with where there was a lot more skater-owned shops going on, kind of like made people aware of like, shit, I can do this. You know, like me going to Birds, that was some corporate guy, in my opinion, that didn't care about skateboarding versus, you know, some of the other mom and pop shops I was involved with at an early age. It kind of that whole mentality of, yo, I can do this too, you know? And man, I've read all the bullshit interviews of skate shops are dead, skate shops are a thing of the past, .com this, .com that. Man, for every one of you, I'm sorry if you guys censor this, Greg, but fuck you guys. If you don't support your local skate shop, what the fuck are you in this shit for? These shops that claim to be a legit shop, but when the shit is put up or shut up, where the hell are you at? You know, when the seasons change to surfing or snowboarding, where are you at with what you're doing for skateboarding? If you're going to make money off the shit, put your money where your mouth is. Now, as far as all the OG shops that been in the game, they do it for the right reasons. We don't pay electric bills till the paper comes in and it's red instead of blue. The dudes who, you know, have worked with no electricity, you know, and luckily you're opening while the sun's up, you know, to all those dudes. Never forget why we're doing it, man. It weren't about any of the other shit that comes with it. It's funny because I say we've had the best year in 26 years. That don't mean we're making a profit. That just means we're able to pay the bills. Back to the late notice. We don't get late notices no more. It's so rad to be able to pay bills on time. Then not get a $35 bounce check fee. Like, I'll keep it real. This will be the first year that we have not paid a $35 bounce check fee. Damn. To me, owning a skate shop, that's a big fucking deal. You dudes that own shops, no.
I just want to say, dude, it's Thanksgiving week, and I'm thankful for you. Like, you guys support us super good, carrying the merch.
We're all in it together. Yeah, dude, we're all in it together, man. I mean,
that first order was healthy. I was like, thank you so much.
Look, hey, that's that big shoe money, bro. Like I said, I make it and spend it where it needs to go. It's, you know, like, if you're going to get in bed with the devil, figure out how to make shit happen. You know what I mean? It's simple as that. Like,
how much influence can you have on a customer? Like, if a customer comes in, can you sell them any board you want to sell them, or are they?
Damn right.
Really?
Man, I wholeheartedly look, and I'm not trying to sound jacked when I say this, but like, some dudes that work at skate shops don't understand the influential power you have when that kid comes in different ways. Read the signs.
Yeah. Well, Thanksgiving's going to be in 2 days. What are you going to be tilting back? You going to be doing beers? You got hard shit? You got wine?
Man, I'm going to be doing the high life in the bottle. It's the golden stuff, man. I've been my go-to for 30 years, you know.
It's the champagne of beers.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, man, I only change when I got to change. But with the high life goes down smooth, why change, you know? So, but yeah, man, I'll be lucky to hang out. You know, I'm hanging out with my wife, family, just, again, things when you're younger, you take for granted, you know, and you just want to get out of the house. And now being 49, I'm just lucky that, you know, my mom and dad are both still alive. They're both still married, you know, so it's like, you know, sister, kids. Yeah, just doing what it's supposed to be about, man. Just getting back to the simple times and back to making memories.
There's not a lot of good things about getting older, but one of them is the wisdom that comes with it. You start figuring out what's important.
Absolutely, man. And, you know, like I said, even with the back door, when I said, man, you know, 20 years ago, if you'd have told me you're going to sell longboards, weed socks, and Nike, I'd tell you you're crazy. Just as much as, you know, if you came in the late 80s or like, man, you're going to love your mom and dad. You're going to like love just to hang out in the living room and shoot a jive with them and, you know, hang out and eat lunch with them and just joke. I'd be like, man, you're crazy. You're crazy. So.
You been watching them or do you listen to them?
Man, watching is the ticket, man. Like, really? I'm just not I need that, you know, no offense, but if I'm listening to something, I'm listening to albums. I ain't listening to the boob tube. I'm not, you know, watching the screen, any of that shit, you know. I'm constantly digging albums, flipping them, playing them, you know, setting the tone to what I'm watching, whatever. But, man, once you started doing the YouTube shit, dialed in religiously. I would still listen every so often, but no offense, but I would kind of, you know, shit's going on, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know, you chase the butterflies, you know, whatever. But once you start doing the YouTube, it was like, fuck yeah, I'm dialed in. I'm dialed in, you know, like watching Conklin get all, you know, fucking stoked, Tats, you know, and I'm watching, you know, trying to check out Tats, just, you know, watching all these dudes you got coming on, man. And back to that memories, you got the new cats on here too, you know, and all the young girl, you know, all that. But it's like, man, I still love seeing the old dudes, you know. It's like I just still am enthralled. And the one thing I like is what you do is, we've all got to do the standard questions, Q&A, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, man, what I like so much about your shit versus the other podcasts that are out there is like, you're in it. You know, like you're asking awesome questions. I used to read MRR back in the day, and some of them interviews would bum me out so hard because it'd be like, what's the name of your, you know, what's the name of your band? Whose name? Right. What do you play? Where are you from? Right. First tour, first out, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, dude, get in it. You know, like I want like the dirty stories of the hotels and, skate rock style, what city sucked, what cities ruled, like.
The best thing about your town is we're leaving.
There you go. Absolutely. Like, man, and that's it, and back to that making memories. Hey, man, why are you going to roll in another town just to sit around? Like, fuck yeah. Like, charge it, barge it, make the memories, and hopefully drive out on your own and not have the sheriff escort you to the city line.
Yeah, exactly, man. Well, fuck, it's good catching up with you. Hopefully we'll catch up again soon.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, happy late birthday, by the way. Hope you and the lady have an awesome, smooth Thanksgiving holiday season. Keep the morning vibes coming. Keep the Tuesday vibes coming, man. Keep just all around the positivity coming, So
appreciate
end of
that,
the day,
man.
that's all the fuck we got, man. My pops raised me at an early age, or else at the end of the day, all you got's your fucking word. You'll fucking blow it. End of the fucking story, Like, we all got to be held accountable, and end of the day, I just want to keep that shit positive.
Thanks, man. Really good catching up. Happy holidays to you and stay safe.
Ditto. Take it easy, Greg. Good luck with the rest of the interview. Safe holidays, brother.
Cheers.
Now I got to figure out how to log off.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Talkin Schmit. You can subscribe to the show on iTunes, Anchor, Spotify, or anywhere you get your podcasts. When you subscribe, you'll get notifications every Tuesday of new episodes the minute they become available. Also, please leave reviews and a 5-star rating. It's the best way to help the show grow. All of the episodes will always remain free, but if you would like to help support the show, you can do so at talkingschmit.com, where you can pick up some merchandise like t-shirts, beanies, hats, and stickers. The website has an entire archive of all of the episodes, with extra photos and videos. Email us with any suggestions, comments, or ways that the show may have improved your life at talkingschmit@gmail.com. All interviews are conducted, edited, and produced by Schmitty. The intro music is Mary's Cross by the band Nature. Very special shout out goes to the executive director, Cheryl Camisa.
Shout out.
Love it! This is Talking Schmit, where the Rolodex is deep, but the conversation is deeper.